condition of the sheets and the mattress indicate that someone else was in the bed with Amanda just before she died. That's A.
What's B?
B is I'm supposed to tell you you're breaking in a new partner in on this.
Partner again?
Yeah, some caddies on loan from dope. Real burnout, on the ragged edge.
Oh, perfect. Gun!
Raj, meet your new partner.
I'm too old for this shit.
Good evening, everybody.
Welcome
Welcome to the Lethal Geeks podcast, episode 10. We made it, guys. 10 episodes.
10 episodes. We got a packed one tonight. I am Charles Austin, Sergeant Murtaugh, Costello's Way, Sergeant Riggs, and RawkTalks Leo Getz. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got a Lethal Geeks giveaway winner that we are going to announce. That's going to be first and foremost. We got our very first film vote launch. So that is going to be where we watch our movies, review them, and post them up. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then our special guest, that's going to be our fans journey, Aaron Fischer from My Review. We also have the Moon Nemesis comic book and a whole host of other stuff to talk about. So you guys just bring it on in. Let's go.
Now, if you're in, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Helps the algorithm. Much appreciated. Let's say hello to the chat. Who is in today? Rebel John.
What's up, Rebel John? Nice to see you tonight, buddy.
Sergeant. How you doing? Bat Dan Thoughts. Ready for a great show.
Hey, Bad Dance. How you doing, brother?
Amen. Curly Ray.
Ray. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Ventaka. Hello.
Venkata. Hey, how you doing, Venkata?
My bad. I said it wrong. sorry. We know
Havoc.
San Havoc. How you doing, brother?
Thank you for joining us, bro.
Who else we got here?
Brown Destroyer.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Gilmore Girls. Hey,
Gilmore Girls fan 85. How you doing?
Josh.
We got Josh.
Bro. What up, Geeks?
Mama Bear.
We got Mama Bear in the house. How you doing, Mama Bear?
Got a packed house tonight.
All right, yeah. Come on in, guys. Come on in.
We got Marvel.
All right. Yep. Got Marvel Man in the house.
Who else? Denise Mendina.
Yeah, Denise Mendina in the house. All right.
Awesome.
Cool. So, guys, welcome again to the show. And you guys already know the rules of the game, rules of the platform. No disrespect to no one in the chat. Please be positive or you're banned. Mm-hmm. Right here, we all respect everybody. Nobody talks crap or shit about nobody. Everyone has an opinion, and that's okay. We can all agree to disagree.
We're here for the comic book talk, the movies, the film, the content, all of that good stuff. Our favorite actors, our favorite directors. That's it. Keep it that way. Keep it respectful. It's all good.
And real quick, guys, make sure you guys are following us on all of our socials. Make sure you guys are following the Lethal Geeks on X. Make sure you're following the Lethal Geeks on Instagram.
Alrighty. So, first things first. Our Lethal giveaway winner. So, as you guys already knew, that we had done our first giveaway, which is the bundle of all the Lethal Weapon, the Blu-ray collection of the Lethal Weapon franchise. And we would like to announce our very own Deadshot.
Give me a second, guys.
Floyd.
Yep. He was our very first winner.
Yep, Floyd.
So
Floyd Lawton, if you're in the chat, if you're listening to this, if you're working, that's totally fine. But Floyd, congratulations.
I know Floyd will be listening. He told me he listens to every single episode, so I know he'll be listening. Yeah.
Awesome. So Floyd, whenever you get because he got the package, but he doesn't have it in hand. So, but Floyd, when you hear this, please send us a picture so we can post it with you with your prize and on our social media. So please do that when you have the chance. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
All righty. But that does not mean, guys, that we're not going to be doing more giveaways. We might be doing some more in the future. Well, you never know.
Maybe, just maybe.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe.
Maybe stay tuned until the end of the episode, guys.
Stay tuned to the end of the show. Exactly. All righty. And now we want to also share about our first film vault, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
It's already in the can. You guys have already probably saw the post online that we, Charles and I, we our talk.
That's our very first. We just basically watched the movie in its entirety and based our reviews and things like that on it. We chose that one up for obvious reasons. It's the Lethal Weapon, so yeah, that was our very first choice for that movie there. So
I was jealous when I was watching that because you guys looked like you guys were having a blast when you filmed that.
Oh, dude.
That looked like you guys had so much fun. I missed out.
yeah, you did.
I'll be there for the next one though.
You gotta be. Well,
Yep.
you weren't for the. You show up on the sequel.
That's exactly why I stayed off of this one.
So, guys, if you haven't seen Lethal Weapon, please go to our page. The link's right there on our page, so you can go and watch it. It's about 50 minutes of Charles and I just laughing our asses off, enjoying, and we do commentary as well. But if you haven't seen Lethal Weapon, definitely a classic. And Charles, please say what it is. Also, I'll let you say it.
What's that?
It's a Christmas movie.
What?
It's a Christmas movie. Yeah. Anywho, guys, go watch the movie. All right.
it's a Christmas movie.
It's a
with
Christmas
Jingle Bell
movie.
Rocks. Come on, man. The Jingle Bells. It's a Christmas movie. Come on. It's a Christmas movie. The bad guy runs, does his thing and runs into the house, runs over the Christmas tree. Come on.
But yeah, guys, make sure you check out that the very first episode of the Lethal Geeks Film Vault. It turned out phenomenal, and we really think you guys are going to enjoy it. So make sure you check that out, guys.
More movies will be coming out for the Film Vault, and as we promised, also we are going to have you guys also decide what movies we're going to be watching as well. So eventually, once we this was our first film, so obviously we still got to edit it a little bit to make it a little more, improve it a little bit more. But again, learning curve. We will be doing polls, so that way, on a weekly basis, that way you guys, the audience, can decide which movie you guys want us to watch and review and laugh our asses off, and we can all watch it as one big happy geek family fandom.
Awesome.
Sounds good to me. Be awesome.
All right, let's see what the chat's saying. Let's see here. Who else is here? Oh, wait. Oh my goodness, I lost it. Oh, okay. So yeah, congrats for Floyd Lawton. Yep,
Yes.
exactly. Floyd, congrats, Floyd. See, Floyd, if you're watching this later, we're throwing you that shout out, man. We're showing you some love, man. And that's what this is all about. You guys are the reason why we get here every 2 weeks, because life is hard and we all have lives, situations here and there. Don't matter where you are in the world. This is our escapism. And this is where we come and forget about all the problems in the world. No political talk, no religion, no financial issues, no marital issues, none of that shit. None of that comes in here. Right here, it's all about fandom. And we've always said this. Fandom comes
first.
And this is our mission statement. All righty. So yeah. Oh yeah, Curly watched it. Oh, you watched it. Okay, cool, Curly. Nice.
Awesome.
All right. I have to ask, is it was a coincidence that Deadshot won the giveaway of the Lethal Win? Feels like Finn and DC biggest women expert.
Yeah.
All right, who is it? The true DC, you must
You must
return.
return.
Yep. All righty. So let's bring our guest of honor.
Drum roll,
Please.
please.
Charles, do the honors.
All right. So this man I have been following for a while, just like I've been following a lot of YouTubers when I first started getting into this stuff here. He is a voice actor. I think that is where he got his start and into this game here. He is also a movie reviewer, goes by My Review. His name is Aaron Fischer. We're going to bring him on here in just a few seconds, but yeah, we're going to dig a little deep into how he got his start and his YouTube channel and things like that. So yeah.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Fischer. Aaron Fischer, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the show, Aaron.
Hey, everybody. How about that election this week?
Okay, goodbye, dog.
Bye.
I gotta hurry up. I got church tomorrow morning. So
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
That was good, Aaron. We appreciate that. Thank you, brother.
All right. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're pretty
Good,
good, brother. We're
man,
pretty
good.
good. Yeah, man. Well, I'm
going
gonna
for you on the chat. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
No, you can go ahead, brother. Check the chat.
Welcome to the rebellion, Aaron Fischer.
Yes.
Hi, Aaron,
Alrighty.
Brown Destroyer. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Looks like everybody's pretty excited to see you, man. So
I don't do live things very often, so this should be fun.
Absolutely. All right, man. Like I said, I want to get into, just a few things about where you come from as far as your geekdom goes and how you got your start and all of that good stuff. Your love of comics. Obviously, just like the rest of us, you are a huge comic book fan, specifically a Batman fan. You talked a lot about, Superman, but Batman is your guy, like a lot of us. So your first comic book, though, what was your first comic book that you remember reading and that got you into that comic book atmosphere?
I actually have them sitting here. I think I have them both sitting in here in the studio with me, as a matter of fact. My very first experience with comic books was with an Easter basket that my parents got me when I was a very little kid. And I remember that it came with these two comics right here. Booyah.
Nice.
Wow. And so I actually remember handing this specific issue off to a friend of my mom. Her husband was drawing Superman, and he was going to draw me a Superman picture and never got it back to me. So I actually just picked these up this last year. I distinctly remember the covers. I remember the Easter basket. And that was my first experience with comics, and where it really became full blown, because it was a number of years later. I think these were like 83 or something like that. And there was a used bookstore close to where I lived, and my parents would go there probably about once a week. And I remember going in, and I got a hardbound Superman anthology book that I no longer have. Some stuff got lost when I got married and moved. And it came with, when I was there, I picked up, I believe it was Batman 425 or 426. It was the beginning of the Death in the Family storyline. And I loved the art on the cover of those two issues. And when I got them home and read them, I realized, somebody had just dropped these off. This is a current storyline in comics. And they started having news stories on Entertainment Tonight. And is Robin going to live, or is he going to die with that third issue? And that's when I started going to the comic shop on a regular basis. My dad would take me to a shop. I remember it was on like 19th Avenue and Dunlap or somewhere around there. 35th installment. It was called All About Books and Comics. And so that's where it all started. And I have been collecting ever since.
Do you mind me asking how old you were?
Oh, this was 1988. So at the time I was 12. So
wow,
yeah.
you got some years on me. That's the year I was born, was 88. So.
Yeah, I have a lot of years on a lot of people.
Yeah, dude, you actually look younger. I was
You look
actually
younger
I
for your
thought
age.
you would be about my age. I'm very surprised.
I've had
So-
that my entire life. In fact, when I got married, I looked like like I was 13 years old when I got married. So.
Yeah, I believe it. We saw the pictures without you, especially without the hair on your face. I was like, who's that little boy?
My wife doesn't like me to shave. She goes, you look like a little kid when you shave. So,
That's why I don't. I keep everything now, because if I do, yeah.
believe it or not, funny story about that. I got carded for rated R movies until I was about 30 years old.
Oh wow, that's awesome. But you know what, man? Looking young at that age, that's just only a positive, man. You know,
Yeah.
so
You know what?
enjoy it.
I'll tell you, it's. I'm still a kid.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
all are.
In
That's
here.
why we're here.
In here, exactly.
I've never changed. I've always been the same person I've been since I was a kid. I know what I like. I enjoy what I enjoy. And that's just the way it is. It's just I get to indulge in those things more as an adult than I could as a kid. So it's, I can't deny that it's been a huge part of my life for sure. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, sir. Voice acting.
Yes.
So I have always wanted to ask you about you've mentioned, every now and again on your channel, you mentioned your voice acting career. And I wanted you to just dig deeper into that. When did you get your first start? What was your first gig? And what made you just say, you know what, this is actually something that I love doing?
Okay, this is kind of a long story, but it's interesting here. My voice changed in junior high, and I actually have a yearbook in the other room where my drama instructor, my 7th grade year, wrote in my yearbook, "You have one of the most incredible speaking voices I have ever heard on a child your age," and I never forgot that.
Mhm.
Fast forward to me having kids, and I started. My first daughter was born in '99, and I started mimicking like video games. I was playing Hydro Thunder, and on the Dream.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
3,
That
2,
was Dreamcast?
1, go,
Yeah, that was
go!
Dreamcast.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Dave, and stuff like that, and I started mimicking all of that. And then I started having more kids, and I started reading to them, and I realized I couldn't just read the words on the page. I had to keep them engaged. So I started doing character voices like Mickey Mouse and Optimus Prime and a bunch of other characters. And my kids loved it. And some of my friends actually heard me at the time, and they told me, you need to get paid to do that. And I thought, that's ridiculous. That would be awesome. But that didn't seem like real life. And then I had, at the time I was working at Nabisco, and I had a bunch of people start making comments about my voice. I'd be on the aisle talking to managers, and people would come from miles away and say, "We heard your voice. Do you do anything on the radio?" I was getting voicemail messages. "You should be announcing baseball games." And that's when I said, okay, maybe I need to look at getting into voiceovers. And so I hopped online. This was 21 years ago. I hopped online and I started doing all kinds of research. But that was before people could actually really do this from home. And there wasn't a whole lot of good, useful information out there. And it was only 6 years later where I found this. I got a magazine for a rec center down the street that has classes in it. In the 6 years we had lived here, I had never looked at this magazine, but one day I was just sitting on our kitchen table and I opened it up right to a page that said Introduction to Voiceovers with Voices for All. And I said, who is this company? And when I pulled up their website, I saw that they actually had a master class on getting people into voiceovers where you would have your vocal training. You'd set up a studio that gets certified as professional grade sound. You get 2 professional demos, and you would learn how to market as a voice actor. And when I signed up for the intro class to see if I could even have a shot at doing this. And I ended up getting sick, like beyond sick prior to that class happening. I ended up sick for 3 months. And I was misdiagnosed with a bunch of stuff. I was bedridden for 8 of those weeks. None of what I had. Actually, what it ended up being was the monovirus. But the last thing they're looking for in a 34-year-old is the monovirus. And actually, one of my 7-year-old at the time had the virus several months prior to me getting sick. But the last thing they're looking for in someone that age is the monovirus. So I was actually, the day I found out what I had, I was on the operating table getting ready for them to remove my gallbladder. And luckily, the doctor said, let's do a quick blood test. And they came back and said, yeah, we got to send you home. You have mono. We can't do anything. All my organs were inflamed. And so they said, you just got to go home and wait this thing out for like the next 6 or 7 weeks. And I ended up bedridden for 8 weeks. And at the time, my wife wasn't working because we have 4 daughters. And we ended up in a financial crisis situation where we ended up in foreclosure on our house and we were having to file for bankruptcy. And what I ended up doing was taking the last bit of money I had to my name out of my 401k through my job at Nabisco. And I put it into the training at Voices for All, and their course changed my life. It was 3 years.
Wow.
3 years and 1 week after I finished their full training where I quit my 20-year job as a Nabisco salesman to be a voice actor full-time. And my wife and I actually saved our home, and we're doing pretty well because of the decision that I had made. So
isn't that crazy how that worked out? It was like first people were telling him he should do it, and then this happens, and then it's like now you really should do it.
Oh, and I knew when I got sick that God was telling me, you've been thinking about this too long. Too many people have told you I'm going to kind of force you to do this, and I knew that there was an intervention in there, and it was the thing that finally pushed me to take that final step. And it was a big one, and I took it, and it's I could tell you I've been a very happy camper for the last 10 and a half years. When I quit that job at Nabisco, I had been there for 20 years, and it was a very stressful job. I still have nightmares about it, which isn't fair, but
it sounds like when you saw that magazine sitting there, like that was almost like some kind of a divine intervention, being like,
it's a sign.
Yeah, it's a sign. You gotta you open up and it's just
boom, right there. Wow. It was.
That's incredible, man.
By the way, we have a request from a regular of ours, Aaron.
Can you do Mickey
Mouse?
No, I'm not. No, I'm actually not going to do that one. Believe it or not, I can do it. I can't do it as well as I could 20 years ago because as you get older, your voice changes. But to get into that higher register, I can still do it. But believe it or not, that's actually how I got started, was doing that Mickey Mouse voice for my kids. And I remember the first time I did it, they looked around the room and they're like, where's Mickey? Where's Mickey? And,
oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's what made it fun was, I couldn't believe that, just doing something like that would have that effect on a kid. And so it was fun. In one of my videos, I was actually going to try and do the Mickey Mouse voice for something that Disney was doing. It had to do with Star Wars, and it was actually pretty funny. And I just couldn't. At the time, I couldn't get the higher range like I used to be able to do. So it's still there. There are some days where I could do it perfectly. Every day is a little bit different. So
we won't put you on the spot then.
What about one more? What about Optimus Prime? Can you do that?
The best I'll do for that is Autobots roll out. Yeah.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
No,
all right, sir.
Doug. No. Believe it or not, what's funny about that is I did
what?
One of the first jobs I ever auditioned for was the Affleck Duck. And you want to hear something crazy about that? This was when Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh yeah, that's the insurance, right?
Yeah.
So
I remember.
Yeah, so Gilbert Godfrey had gotten fired, and I was like, he got fired for some tweets, and I was like, how bad were those tweets? And oh my gosh, they were bad. So
were they a certain CEO type?
They're not that bad. No.
Okay.
Those were
if
worse.
you know, you know, guys.
His weren't thousands. Okay, but
okay.
The CEO had thousands. Gilbert Godfrey did not, but he still got fired. And so that job. The person who got hired, this is crazy, got paid. If I remember right, it was about a $50,000 signing bonus, and they were guaranteed like $70,000 a year. for a contract. And you were forced to join the union at that stage. And I was like, damn, that's a lot. I actually auditioned for it, obviously didn't get it, but that was when I first started, was when all that went down. So yeah. First job, my first two I distinctly remember because I actually ended up auditioning every day straight for 8 months before I landed my first job because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Auditioning is not the main way, believe it or not. Voice actors find jobs. It's through marketing. And so I didn't want to do marketing because I was an Nabisco salesman. I was trying to get away from all of that. So I just figured every day after work, I would audition like crazy and things would hit.
What about JG Whitworth? Chris, was that called JG Whitworth? 877 cash now.
Him from Allstate. So my very first job paid me a lot of money, and it was for something out of Australia called Mobile Money Pages.
Mm-hmm.
My second job was actually playing Batman for a Dark Knight promo for Fandango.
Okay, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, you can still find clips of that out there. It was a parody, and they did it to the song "Call Me Maybe." It was actually pretty funny stuff. So yeah, that was my second job.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
All right, man. Thank you so much. All right, movies. What is your favorite movie of all time, and what is your favorite franchise?
My favorite movie of all time. There are 3 movies that I really have a fondness for. I think the best movie ever made is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I knew it.
Okay.
I knew it, Joel. I knew it.
Okay. If you saw that video I sent you guys, that whole wall.
Do you mind if we show it with the audience?
Yeah, if you want to share it. Yeah, that whole wall is Indiana Jones. The whole.
All right, hold on. Yeah, no, when I saw it,
right.
yeah, because I messaged you, I'm like, holy shit, he's a nerd. I love it. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And when I saw that whole, I was like, oh yeah. And Charles was gonna, when we were reviewing the questions that we were gonna answer, like, I'm gonna ask this. Oh, I can answer that already. He's gonna say Indiana Jones. Boom.
Well, not just Indiana Jones, specifically Raiders of the Lost
Ark.
None of the other movies reach the level of Raiders of the Lost Ark. But 2 other films that really, I think, are something special. The Rocketeer.
Nice.
So the Bill, whatever his name, the guy who played the Rocketeer, is
Bill
one of the best acting performances I have ever seen in a film. Like when you saw him in that character, you could feel for him. You could see it in his face. I've never seen anybody take on a role so completely as he did in that movie. And so that movie, and plus that's when I learned who James Horner was, who did the music for that film. And I own like 80 of James Horner's scores, and that film is just, the opening and everything is incredible.
Right here, Billy Campbell. That's his
Bill
name.
Campbell. Yep. At the time, he was going by Billy Campbell. And the other film that I absolutely love, and it's because of the characters. And again, James Horner did the music for it. It was why am I forgetting the name right now? It had a bunch of famous people in it. Good grief. Why am I forgetting? Yeah, see, this is what happens when you get older.
I know, right? Oh, welcome to the club, man.
My top 3 favorite films. But you can see this video here. And the movie I'm thinking of is Sneakers.
Okay.
Okay, with Robert Redford and Dan Aykroyd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I saw that wall, I was like, first of all, I love that.
I love that Superman. Yeah, I was just gonna say, dude.
There's a better one. That's a company called Big Figs. That was the one that came out like that one actually looks like Ben Affleck, the one that was in the beginning.
Yeah.
The other one came out with Man of Steel, and it doesn't look like Henry Cavill, but that looks like Ben Affleck.
I've actually seen a lot of online art projects where people took those Big Figs and repainted them and actually made them look amazing. I've even seen one of the Batman ones where he's got the metal costume on from BVS.
It is cool.
Yeah.
But that Superman, first of all, is a little bit smaller than the Batman, and I have an even smaller Wonder Woman. It's not in the picture. but that Superman does not look like Henry Cavill. But they did come out with another one later that looked like him, but I was never able to find that one like I could. Like I said, I'm a bigger Batman fan anyway, so.
I see you got Batmobiles also from the animated series right there in the bottom, in the background.
Yeah, I haven't done the review. I did a review on the one that's on the right next to the Batman is the original Kenner. I actually remember buying that at a Target when I was in high school. Or
he's a Raiders of the Lost Ark fan, all right. I mean, yeah. I remember seeing that movie in the theater, man, and it was one of those like the first movie, if you want to call it a spectacle, that I've ever seen was and when I saw it, and I mean I saw it like at a drive-in theater, and to me that was a spectacle. Was Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And it just, I mean, I was captured in that moment. E.T. and then Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was when cinema became, inside theaters became a real big deal. And my parents took us to go see Raiders of the Lost Ark. And again, just seeing it on screen and seeing that it was spectacular. It was unbelievable. But yeah.
Yeah, my first introduction to Indiana Jones, though, was not Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, I knew who Indiana Jones was, but I never saw that movie. My first experience was at a friend of mine. His name is Tony, and I grew up with him. And I was spending the night at his house one day, and he's like, "You want to watch a movie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." We saw Lethal Weapon 2 that night, too. But he goes, "Do you want to watch a movie?" He goes, "Do you want to watch a movie called Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've heard of who Indiana Jones was. Sure, let's check it out. I'll see how this movie is." And he goes, "Okay." He said, "Hold your heart. Hold your heart." And I was like, "What the heck are you talking about?"
that was giving you a warning, like, hey,
yeah.
And
did you guys know? I know a lot of people don't even know this, but do you know how the PG-13 rating came to be?
No.
How?
I heard of I know because of that spoiler for you who haven't seen the Temple of Doom. There's a scene that the hearts are getting pulled out.
Yeah,
and
plus the eating.
But they cut up.
Yeah. And I don't know how that got a PG-13. You said
that movie is not PG-13. That is the movie that caused PG.
The PG-13.
Oh, okay.
Because parents were like,
They in other words, the original cut or whatever actually shows him doing whatever it is he's doing when he. Yeah.
Well, they show in the movie him actually reach into his chest.
Well,
they show you bury into his chest and pull his heart out. So yeah.
You know what? A lot of us because same thing. The first movie I saw was the Temple of Doom, and when I saw that heart, I was like, "Holy shit!" I freaked out. A lot of us did.
Yeah, but those
and then later I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, and when all the Nazis are melting at the end of the movie,
that freaked me out. I won't lie. That part where, that guy's face started melting. I was like,
yeah, a lot of people don't like Temple of Doom, but for me, some of those sets, it was still a practical film.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those sets, like the whole throne room and everything else,
and it holds up.
Yeah,
it holds up even now. Yeah.
The other, and I still like Last Crusade, but that's when they started, messing with special effects and doing weird things. And you could tell in the film, it wasn't as authentic as the other two.
Here's the thing that when it comes to special effects and all that, I'm not against it, but when you overdo it too much, that's when it, like the movie magic. I don't know if you saw back in the day on I think it was HBO. They had movie magic. There was like a show, it's like a documentary, and they would show you how they would make all these old school movies, how they used to do them back in the day. And you don't see that anymore.
No,
it really died out. Like early 90s. Early 90s is when it was starting to transition away from that aiming more towards heavy CGI.
Oh, what propelled it was Phantom Menace. That's when it really went off the rails. And I remember seeing the trailer for that, and I'm like, yeah, that looks way different than the than the original Star Wars movies. And I do travel between 3 franchises. Indiana Jones is my favorite. Star Wars is second. DC is third. There's more to talk about with DC, obviously, because there's way more content coming out. But I do love the other 2 franchises more. But I got to tell you, I just don't even care about Star Wars anymore. Like Disney has like ruined it for me. Like they talked about Andor coming out in April. I'm like, I don't even care. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
And it's
I even saw the trailer now for the Skeleton Crew.
that I'm going to check out.
I'm gonna check it out because for 2 reasons. One, I love Jude Law. I like him as an actor, I like his movies. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to grab the younger audience, like the Goonies type. Mix it up. It's like a mix of Solo and Goonies.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if they serve the story, they can pull it off.
They
Just
can.
serve the story.
I'm like the Acolyte. Fuck no, I didn't see that shit. I'm like, absolutely not. I did not.
I had to hate watch that, and it was painful. And
oh no, I'm not. No. Right here in this podcast, if we don't like it, we're not watching it. Like, there's a certain movie coming out next year by a certain director who thinks he's top shit. We ain't watching that, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, like
I can't. Aaron said he's gonna watch it, but I can't wait for Aaron to review it as soon as he watches. I am gonna be there.
And people don't believe this when I say this, but it is very true. I go into every single film, every single movie that I review as a blank slate. I may talk crap about James Gunn and Warner Brothers all the time, but if you go back and watch my review for, the Wonka film that came out last year and for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you're going to see, doesn't matter who makes it. If the content is good, I'm going to
give perks there because what Aaron is saying is very true. Yes, he does talk a lot about James Gunn, but he gives them a fair shot. So, because I know you get a lot of, because Aaron, let's just be real. We know you get a lot of heat.
Oh, I do.
Speaking your mind.
But
honestly, listen,
I'm always going to be who I am. I'm not going to. I'm not going to.
And that's the thing. Like,
I'm not going to blow with the trends. I'm going to tell it like it is.
Yeah, and if people don't like your opinion, then this is why I tell them: don't go to his channel
and don't watch.
Period.
I told somebody that today in my somebody who constantly comes in and makes negative comments. I'm like, why are you even here commenting? Like,
the energy you burn doing that, the time you waste just thinking it up, and I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get on his page and I'm just gonna start blasting him. I mean, why?
Go somewhere else. You don't like what I do? I've never done anything to try and just bring in a bunch of viewers. I just do my thing and I just keep doing it.
And what's funny about it is like the whole title of your show is called My Review. Like it's literally your opinion.
You always have to tell people that they're like you're biased. I'm like, it's in the title.
Well, that's why we always highlight every episode. No bullying, no trashing nobody. Everybody has an opinion. You might like something, Aaron, that I don't like. Or vice versa, and that's okay. We can still be friends,
right?
No, because life would be so boring if we all agreed all the freaking time.
Well, let me hit you on some old school. Siskel and Ebert did it.
Yeah.
Did they not? Yeah. Did they not sit in chairs? Did they not sit in chairs together and watch them banter back and forth? Both of them liked it. Both of them don't. One did, one didn't, and they bounced back and forth why they did and why they didn't. That's what I miss. That's what I love. That's a review.
Okay, so right here, what Marvel Man is saying, we don't need to agree. That's what's fun about it.
Yep.
Exactly.
And just listening to other people's point of views too. Being open-minded and having an open conversation. There's nothing wrong with that. So
Marvel Man, you get a drop.
I am out here for you. You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you. It is an up at dawn, pride-swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about, okay? Just, God, help me. Help me, Rod.
Shout out to you, brother.
I like it. He's busting out the new drops now.
All right. I got one more question for you, and then we'll just move on to the next subject. And my final one is, when did you become a fan of Zack Snyder? And what does his vision personally mean for you at DC, and why it should come back?
Drums.
Okay, so people have to understand, I was not a Zack Snyder fan until Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. I had been because here's why this happened. Like, I'd seen 300. I enjoyed it, but it was not like this amazing thing. I had seen Sucker Punch. You know, a friend of mine really liked that movie, and I enjoyed it. But I'd seen Watchmen and stuff like that, but I didn't think of him as like this incredible director. And so he was announced for Man of Steel, and I remember watching that movie and really enjoying it, but I didn't love it because that movie was ahead of its time. I mean, if it came out today, it would be huge. Okay.
I've actually always said that about all of Zack's movies.
It's true.
All of them seem ahead of their time.
So,
Yep.
After Superman, you know, I thought the end was a little overbloated. And, you know, the next movie was Batman versus Superman. And I went to the movies and I walked away. You know, I understood what was happening because I'm a comic, you know, big comic fan and everything. But I'd seen that movie 3 times with like my wife, my dad, my brother, and they all walked away like that was confusing, right? It felt disjointed. And the day after it got released, I remember Warner Brothers released
the Steppenwolf scene
on YouTube, and I'm like, why was that not in the freaking movie? Right?
Yep.
And then you could pre-order the Ultimate Edition that had an extra 30 minutes of footage. And when it came out, I was like, how did they not release this in theaters? And I did some research, and it was because Warner Brothers wanted to sell more tickets. And they forced him to cut out 30 minutes out of the movie.
Say what y'all want to, man.
Yeah.
Look, in my opinion, as awesome as the acting and everything else goes, the set pieces and all of that, and how grounded it was, to me, Jesse Eisenberg is the reason why that movie was put together the way it was. It was his plot. It was his Lex Luthor. It was his. It's what that 30 minutes would have made all the difference in the world.
Yes, it would have.
And they would have been like, "Oh, now
it all makes sense." That was what happened to me the first time I saw the Ultimate Edition. It was like, "Oh, that's why that happened. Oh, that's why." Because you at the very beginning when you see the bad guys burn the bodies, right?
Right.
It's like I was always wondering, like, why would they? How is that?
Why would
Superman,
they do that?
Right? Because all you see was them get shot in the theatrical edition. So it's like, how does Superman get the blame for that? Those little threads, those little plot points are so important so that you actually understand the full context, man.
Aaron, I watched BVS 4 times in theaters. Why did I do it 4 times? Not only because I love Batman and Superman, but because I was trying to find what am I missing here?
Right.
There's something missing.
Yes.
Why is this and that? Like, how can I link this point with this point? How does it connect? And I'm like, what the fuck? And then, long and behold, the Ultimate Edition, like, oh. And then we found out why that happened.
Yep.
I'm like, motherfuckers.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy?
You get your exposition from Lex. You get he ties everything in. It connects it all. And you're just like,
WB doesn't even realize how bad they messed up with that, because there are people who maybe.
This is another thing that also they wanted for the rating for BVS.
Yes, you wanted to screw
Oh
up.
yeah, we're gonna give you an R-rated. Why? Oh, we just don't like Batman and Superman fighting together. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Too intense. That's one of the things about rated R. If an action scene goes on too long, it automatically gets rated R.
Sorry, Aaron. I just wanted to finish off what I was saying there. Just with the theatrical edition, what I feel that they did is they really shot themselves in the foot with the general audience by releasing that, because there are so many people who I talk to today, and they ask me, because they know I'm a comic book fan. They know I like comic book movies, right? I say Zack Snyder's trilogy is my favorite trilogy. And they say, really? Like, why that? And I explain to them, I have to say, like, have you seen the Batman versus Superman Ultimate Edition? There are so many people out there, even till this day, that have not seen that version. And
But when that movie got released, I'm a Zack Snyder's fan, right? I'm like, okay, that movie's amazing, but I didn't feel like Man of Steel was on that level.
Yeah. Hey, go back to that one comment. Go back to the one comment. Right there. Brown Destroyer. Right there. Actually, Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of Lex Luthor is comic accurate. What was I talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Superman Birthright.
Birthright.
Did,
Yep.
did I?
Yeah.
I told you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That-
So
yeah.
After that, you had Suicide Squad, which I really enjoyed, which I wish we had the real version. And then Wonder Woman came out, and everything to that point had been like disjointed. And then Wonder Woman came out. I got to see that movie like a month early, like 6 weeks early or something like that. And I was going in going, is this going to be good? And then it was amazing. And that No Man's Land scene, I found out Warner Brothers tried to get Patty Jenkins to cut that out of the movie. And I'm like, why? She had to fight to keep it in. And then,
Best scene of the movie.
Justice League came out, and I knew that Zack had been pulled off, and they had to bring in Whedon or whatever his name is. They had to bring him in because of what had happened with Zack Snyder's daughter. And when I went to see it at the movies, I'm like, okay, that's a decent film, but this is Justice League. How was that not right?
Didn't feel epic.
And then I get home, and a few months goes by, and they release the Blu-ray, and I pick up the Steel book, and I pop it in, and it had 2 deleted scenes in there. And as soon as I saw those 2 deleted scenes, I was like, something terrible happened. The music, the tone, everything was entirely different. And I'm like, something terrible happened.
Something wicked
you know what gave it away for me, Aaron, was the trailers. Go look at the first, I think it was the first 2 trailers that came out, and then go look at like the last trailer that came out. Completely different tone, bro.
Yeah. And so I was actually at the time going to start a channel. I met with a friend of mine, and I was going to start a channel called Why I Hate WB and DC. And I was going to talk about all the stuff they had done to these filmmakers over the last 40 years, going all the way back to Superman 2. And right after that meeting was when Zack Snyder started posting things on Vero about this bigger version coming out. And then they announced that his version was going to come out on HBO Max. And I was like, well, now I can't start that channel. And I waited, but what was going on in my mind before it came out is I'm like, what if it comes out and it sucks? What if it comes out and it's not this big, amazing movie? And I had that fear of being let down. And so the day it got released, I had a bunch of people over in the theater room. My dad, my wife, some friends came over. We all watched it. And I watched it 2 times that day. It was freaking amazing. And that's when I said, I am a Zack Snyder fan. Like, you let that guy do his thing, and he will give you a story like nobody else.
Yep.
So
that's what I said. When I saw, look, I like I said, I'm a DC fan first. I've seen Marvel. I like Iron Man. Iron Man's my guy when it comes to the Marvel side. The Avengers were decent and all that other kind of stuff. I have never seen anything like Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it instantly became my favorite comic book superhero movie of any movie of all time. It's epic. It's epic, and he had that, and I keep saying that he had this, it had that Lord of the Rings feel to it. You know what I mean? Like that there is more to come. Darkseid is coming, and he's going to just wreak havoc on everything. And we don't get to see that.
Mm-hmm.
No, we get
like taking away Thanos.
Yeah.
So
it's fun.
Okay,
go ahead, Phil.
I want to say something because I'm sure, Aaron, you know that we are a podcast that we show receipts.
Yes.
And as I already showed here to everyone, this is Birthright, but I guess some people don't read, so we're going to have to document that. So what do you got? What do you see right here? What do you see right
now?
here?
This is going back to Jesse Eisenberg's portrayal of Lex Luthor in Batman versus Superman Ultimate Edition. Yeah. All you got to do is look at Birthright.
Read Birthright.
You don't read Birthright, but you really don't want to because it's more fun dissing Zack Snyder. That's why.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, that scene at the end of Batman versus Superman with Batman intimidating him in that cell after he had his head shaved, and that's when he became
That's
the
when he
Lex
became
Luthor
Lex
that
Luthor.
everybody was
Yeah.
going to know. And man alive, that scene to this day, that is Batman intimidation 101 right
with the lights flashing in the
Now,
background.
exactly.
red and
Now,
black.
can you imagine? Can you imagine what his portrayal of Lex Luthor would have been?
I know.
In Justice League 2?
I know.
You that whole that with the head, you wouldn't have. I bet you he would have changed that whole
This
dynamic.
is the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that Zack takes his time to tell stories because every single character, bad and good, have a role to play.
Exactly.
Because everyone has a story to tell and a role to play. And just like Man of Steel, that started Superman's journey.
Yes.
And it was going to go all the way to Justice League 5.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
PBS.
In short, that was exactly what it was going to be. Instead of saying he became Superman in one movie, Zack's going to say he's going to become Superman in 5 movies. Yeah. That was literally the difference.
Every film was like a new chapter to Zack's story.
Exactly.
With Batman, you see Batman in BVS, but that's not the Batman we know. That's a broken down Batman because he lost his Robin. He's lost his way. So what happens is with Zack Snyder's Justice League, we see that finally Ben Affleck's Batman is finally back to where he should be. And we were going to see his downfall again on the Batfleck movie.
Yeah.
And then you see him on Justice League 2 and then Justice League 3, where he does the Ultimate Extravaganza. So every hero had his journey.
He wanted at least more than one movie to tell their stories.
Yeah.
Period. From beginning to end. That was all he was trying to do.
And it's funny because I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on the podcast before. That's one of the biggest issues I have with people who criticize Man of Steel, where they say, well, that's not really Superman. It's like, well, no, that was technically his first big battle. You know what I mean? Like that all just happened, right? It takes everything that comes afterwards, the death, the resurrection, him donning the black suit, all of that is what builds up to him finally embracing who he is.
Embracing
they want him.
Superman.
They want Superman to become Superman in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good luck, James Gunn.
There you go.
All right. I want to do one last shout out here because this proves also a good point, and then we'll move on to our next topic.
All right.
Denise Menina says also this. Just read a book in the history of DC and the Snyderverse, and they point out that the Snyder fans are doing what the Trekkies did in the 60s. The 60s, for you who are not Star Trek fans, I'm a passive Star Trek fan. They canceled the show, the original one, after 3 seasons, and for years, those fans campaigned and kept the IP alive. Why? Because they would rewatch the shows. They would sit down with their kids and, hey, I want you to see a show with me, Star Trek. Just like I know you guys have kids. I don't, but I know a lot of you have, sit down with your children and say, hey, this is Batman. This is Superman. This is Wonder Woman. That's how you keep a franchise long term.
Because at the time, a show like Star Trek, there was nothing like it on TV.
There wasn't.
You had human beings, you had aliens, you had
space traveling.
There was nothing like it. So that campaign paid off for them. It did, because I'm a Star Trek fan. So that paid off. And then suddenly it comes back, turns into a franchise, toys, everything, merch, and there you go. Yeah. Yep.
All righty. So, Dennis, you get a drop, and you're going to get this one.
Let me try that. Cobra assault cannon, state of the art, bang bang. I like it.
Aaron, thank you so much, sir, for coming on with us. We hope you stick around with us for a little bit because we're going to still be talking some WB and some DC and all that. So,
very good.
In other words, rant.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So, first things first on the menu. But guys, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Helps the algorithm. Much appreciated. Okay. So, first thing on the menu of topics, obviously. Rebel Moon Nemesis. So, since we are a Zack Snyder fan channel as well, we support Zack, not just his DC stuff, but all of his projects. 300, Watchmen, the DC
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
All of it. Anything that's got his name on.
And for all you guys who know Rebel Moon Theory, shout out to you. He's it's a Curly Ray's channel, and he actually got a response from Gail Simone. How do you say her name? Simone? Am I saying it right?
I think so.
Simone? Gail Simone. Okay. So if all you comic geeks out there know, Gail Simone has written a lot of DC stuff, and she's writing Nemesis. So I wanted to highlight that, and give some. Yep, there you go. There it is. There it is. Curly Ray, Rebel Moon Theory. So all you guys out there who are also fans of Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon, go follow
Rebel Moon Theory.
Yep. Where Curly breaks down every single thing when it comes to Rebel Moon. He dissects everything. So go in, follow him, subscribe to his channel, support him. Much appreciated, guys. So, guys, what do you guys think? Any of you, anyone in the chat, any of you got fans of Gail Simone's work?
Or if just fans of the Rebel Moon comics in general, too, right? So, let us know.
Let's see here. Go show much fans that, man. Okay. No fans for of Gail? I guess not. Okay. All right. I guess not. Either way, listen, I'm pretty excited because I love Nemesis, because like I knew that when we saw the director's cut, there was going to be much more. And I just love fucking badass swords cutting left and right. So I'm pretty excited for this one. Have you guys, any of you read the Blood Axe by chance?
You talking to us or are you talking to the
Yes, I'm talking to you guys. Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to yet. No.
What about you, Aaron? Have you had a chance to pick up the Blood Axe issue?
I actually own them, but I have not read them.
You're not okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I know, definitely a good read. It's just filling up all the blanks and whistles. Oh,
highlight Venkata's comment there.
Right
there.
I made my local comic book store order Rebel House. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
There should be a collected edition of it coming out at some point, I'm sure.
Actually, the triplet pack did come out. Yeah.
Oh, it's already out.
Yeah. I think Curly showed us a few streams ago that he got it's just 4 issues, so that already came out. All right, Nemesis will be my definitely check it out because again, if you like Nemesis as a character, definitely we're gonna want to know more about her backstory. I'm perfectly sure it's gonna show us like she going like ape shit and killing a lot of high level ranking members of the Mother World.
Mm-hmm. Curly,
I read all of those. Yep. The Molten Swords.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're gonna learn more about that. The guy who voiced Eagle. Am I saying it right?
Eggle?
Is that how you say it?
Not sure.
Sorry. But yep. All right. So, another Zack Snyder fan I recommend. Jarrett from Comics League.
Okay.
Never heard of that one before, but
We'll
I'll-
definitely check them out. Yeah.
I'll highlight that and check it out later. Yep. So anyway, guys, yeah, basically, a member of our community got a shout out from the writer herself for Rebel Moon Nemesis. So definitely, guys, show support to Rebel Moon Theory. Yep. Oh wait, Rebel Moon is Nemesis and Jimmy. All right. Okay. Cool. Director. Oh,
Same here, CS.
Director. Yep. Director was
Same
with
here.
us.
Those are my two favorite ones. I got their figures too on my back wall.
Yep. I got the Jimmy right there in the back also. Cool. So yeah, go follow Rebel Moon Theory, guys. If you want to follow the Rebel Moon world, how it's growing, definitely follow Rebel Moon Theory. Okay, so moving on to our next topic.
So we got
We're
some Christopher
going to-
Nolan news.
Yep, we got a lot of news. So first things first, as you guys already know that on our last stream, we spoke that Spidey himself got cast with Christopher Nolan's new movie, the Vampire era movie.
Vampire / horror. I've actually been hearing some updates. There's some people even saying it might not even be a vampire movie at this point, but they are saying
Really?
horror. Yeah, there's been some updates.
Oh, okay.
Either-
So all right.
Either way, if it's horror, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it because it's Christopher Nolan and he knows how to do shit. So
Have you guys ever seen his first movie?
Memento?
Oh, was
Yeah.
it no?
Yes.
Memento.
Memento. Have you
Memento.
guys ever seen that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a wild
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
That's what
Actually,
I wanna know. What goes down
did you see the very first one he did? Like when he first shot out of the gate, it was a black and white film.
there. I know which
what was
one
it
you're talking
called?
about. Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
talking
don't know-
about? It was like
I know, but I don't know the name,
it
but
was
yeah.
just one guy, and he was following this guy around the city, and I can't remember what the name of it is. I'm gonna have to look it up now. Hold up. Let's see, Christopher.
In Nolan we trust.
And no one
for
we
sure.
trust. Yep.
In Nolan we trust. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So yeah, basically Zendaya and her well, practically her husband.
It's
or
called
whatever,
Following.
they-
It came out in 1998.
Follow up.
I've never
Yeah.
seen that.
Obviously,
Yep,
Sing Havoc knew that
Following was
already because
Following was his very first. Yeah, there we
course.
go.
you know what you want
Yep.
Sing Havoc. I'm starting to believe you are actually like a computer.
Synavic's an AI.
encyclopedia.
Like he's
an
I
AI,
think he
yeah,
is,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
an AI.
You're an AI. You know what? Yeah, for sure. We have an internal joke between us that we kind of suspect who Sin Havoc is, but if you know, you know. All right,
But
Sin Havoc.
anyway, yeah. But it looks like he's Christopher Nolan. He's actually getting some pretty heavy hitters on his team, like he always does. Anne Hathaway was in Dark Knight Rises.
Yep.
He's got Tom Holland coming in. He signed
Interstellar
on.
also.
So yeah, Interstellar. Yep, she was in Interstellar as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this is going to be about. Yep.
So, Aaron, did you did you see it? I'm assuming you saw Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Were you able to see it on IMAX?
I didn't see it in IMAX, but I did see it on the biggest screen that we have here in Arizona. And
Okay.
it's one, I used to go every Tuesday to buy movies, and I stopped doing that when I realized I can go on Black Friday and get a lot of those movies a lot cheaper. But Oppenheimer was one of those I did buy on 4K as soon as it came out.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
I still have to watch it again because I saw it on IMAX and blew my freaking mind. And it had been so long that I've gone to an IMAX and I forgot how loud it can be in that theater. So a lot of the plot points that I missed because again it was too loud because I was also losing my freaking mind on seeing that ball of fire blowing up, which and this is where I go back to movie magic. This is where Hollywood needs to go back. They look at what happened, and I didn't see this movie because I'm not much of a Godzilla fan, but Godzilla Minus Zero, the budget was like what 50 minus one. Thank you. It was like what 15 million budget.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm not a Godzilla fan, but I'll tell you what, that movie was freaking amazing.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Godzilla
minus one.
Godzilla
Minus one? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was a shoestring budget right there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I made a ton of money though. A
Oh,
ton
yep.
of money, and it was
It
good.
did. Yeah.
Better than anything Warner Brothers has done with it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And listen,
Denis Medina.
And if
Yeah,
Zack Snyder can make a Green Lantern scene in his backyard for
Driveway.
cheap,
Driveway.
in his driveway,
Yeah.
we know that these guys can do much better movies for less money.
Mhm.
But I guess some of them are pocketing it. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this is something that I'm definitely looking forward to, because this is going to be a good year for not only Tom Holland but also for Zendaya, because these two are going to be because obviously Avengers comes out first, Avengers Doomsday,
Doomsday. Yeah.
then this one, the Christopher Nolan movie, and then comes Spidey. So both of them are going to have one hell of a year. in the box office.
Batman made a good comment there about why you might have also missed some of the plot points there. He says it's also confusing because Nolan doesn't like to tell stories in sequential order.
That
Correct.
is also true. That is also true.
Yeah.
What are you still referring to Memento?
Well, not just Memento, but yeah, like if you go back to his other movies, like what's other movie? I'm having a blank for The Prestige. The Prestige.
Yeah.
Do you see where the Prestige? Have you seen The Prestige, Aaron? I'm assuming you have. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember much about it, but I do.
Okay.
I did see it.
Okay, so this is a spoiler alert for any of you who haven't watched The Prestige. And if you haven't, shame on you. Go watch it. Okay.
Great
So
movie,
in
guys.
the movie, when the movie starts, we see we hear Hugh Jackman's was it Hugh? Yeah, Hugh Jack was it?
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
Hugh
remember if it was
Jackman,
Hugh
and there was
Jackman
Chris,
or-
and then there
or-
was
No,
Batman.
Christopher. Christian Bale. Yeah, but I'm
Christian
talking about the voice. I don't know. I don't remember if it was Hugh Jackman's voice or it was Michael Caine's voice at the beginning. I don't remember, but whatever. Bottom line is, there's a scene and you see a lot of hats on the ground, and we're like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are these hats in the ground? Makes no sense. What's going on?" But then you see why the hats were there, and those hats weren't even part of the ending of the movie. That was part of the middle of the movie. And same thing with Memento. Is like you're going backwards. So like Batman says, Nolan does not tell movies in order. He tells them, let's put this part first, that, bop, and people have to use this
Their brain
and try to figure out what the plot is about. And that's what's happening nowadays, because Rox, you said it perfectly on our last show. Kids nowadays, they don't want to think.
No,
They're not. They don't want to fucking.
they
take
want
a
it
minute.
all handed to them on a silver spoon in, like we said, an hour and a half, and then they just want to be done with it. They don't like to actually let the story develop, let more come from a franchise, right? It was my biggest issue with the way people treated Superman, like I talked to earlier. It's like everybody gets mad about Man of Steel because he killed Zod, or this isn't their version of Superman, but it's like this is a growing character. This is a character that needs more time to become who you want him to be. So yeah, that was the point.
Right here, Minkata says also Tenet. That's another example. You're going with interopathy. So these are movies. And Charles, I said this to you also on Zod Writers podcast months ago, that Inception, which was, we're talking about dreams, right? I had said to you, and I think you remember, that Sucker Punch was Zack Snyder's version of Inception, because it's also about dreams and subconscious. So
That's
these
correct.
these two directors, not only they're real friends, quote unquote real friends, but they also develop stories where you have to go deep. It's not just like, oh, what's this? No, you have to go deeper. You have to analyze. You have to 2 + 2. What is it? And multiply it with this and that, and with the plot points. It's
And I don't think there's
There's
ever
a
been a
message.
Christopher
You know what?
Nolan movie that I've only been able to watch once and understand. Everything with Christopher Nolan, I mean, maybe besides the Dark Knight trilogy, but everything else, it's like I've always had to repeat views to actually grasp everything. You know what I
There
mean?
you
You know
go.
what? If I can't,
Inception
yeah,
is
if
parallels.
Sucker Punch
Exactly.
Pillows, yeah. If I can't talk about it, and I can't talk about it and get excited with people when I've seen this movie, it's crap to me. That's just the way I see it. So, of his filmography, Inception is my favorite film of his of all time. I love that movie. And I remember seeing it like 4 times in the theater, like in a span of 2 days or something like that. And yeah, I after that, I just had to jump online and find out more about how he did his research about this stuff, um, delving more into dreams because I was into that stuff when I was a kid. I loved like reading books about dreams and why they mattered and the importance of consciousness and things like that. And looking up the theories of the totems and what they meant to each character and stuff like that. If I can't do that, then yeah, mm-mm. If
No,
I can't,
I'm
if it
with
doesn't,
you.
if
I'm
it
with you
doesn't
on that,
excite me,
Travis.
and if it doesn't excite me and make me want to jump on and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it until I'm blue in the face, that's yeah.
And I
So
think
James
it's something
Gunn.
that. Sorry, I just
Right
I
here,
think that's
James
something-
Gunn. James Gunn.
But I was saying, I think that's something that actually comes with age, man. Like you want to be able to deep dive into these things. You want to be able
That
to
too.
talk about them with your friends, right? A lot of these kids these days, they don't have the patience, they don't have the mental capacity, they don't have any of it. You know what I
They're
mean?
not reading, dude. They're
Yeah.
not reading. They're not doing homework.
Mhm.
Everything through chat fucking GPT. I'm sorry, but that's what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, kids nowadays have gotten too lazy. And we no, I'm not a parent, but as parents and the older generation, we're failing kids like that
Yeah.
because there are going to be consequences later down the road, you know, but that's the subject for another time.
All right, buddy.
Um,
Yeah, once you stay on task here, buddy. Rein it in there, Riggs. Come on. I got you.
All right.
All
so,
right.
Next topic.
Artist equity. That is Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's production company. There it is. So is this their first movie or second movie coming out of the gate on this?
This is their no, this is not their first. This is okay. So we had the first one was Air that was with Amazon.
was Air, right? Yeah, that's right.
Then they had another one. Oh shit, I forgot the name of it. It was with Matt Damon, but with Ben's brother with shit. I forgot his name too.
I know Casey
Casey
Affleck.
Casey Affleck.
Yep.
Then I
Okay.
think they also produced a movie with J-Lo, Unstoppable, or a documentary or some shit. I don't remember.
Oh, this was all on. Oh, wow. So 3 of them on their production company. Okay.
Yeah,
Didn't know
yeah.
that.
So basically, the moral of the story here is that Ben Affleck is fucking winning. You know, this man has
They got more. They actually got The Instigators as well. Small things like these. The Accountant
Yep.
too.
the accountant that's coming also.
That's
and-
right. Yeah.
Wow,
Yep.
they
Kiss
got
the
the
Future.
accountant too, huh?
Yep.
Yep, we're bringing in the accountant also, and also they've brought in our Supergirl Sasha Calle to join the cast. But another person they brought that this one is, I thought this was great news. Also, hold on, let me just share it here. I got to do it separately here. Scott Adkins has been long overdue for his big break.
For his
And
big
thank
break, and
you,
we're
Ben
talking like
Affleck.
a leading, like an at least an important character. That type of it's his time now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely. his
Thank you,
time
Ben
now. So,
Affleck. Thank you, Matt Damon, for giving this man a chance. Because I also said to you guys also privately, and I've said it publicly as well, if Zach is going to do it as UFC movie, he's going to do it. And the first guy I said in my mind, he should use Scott Adkins, because Scott Adkins is an actual martial arts fighter. And if you're going to do a UFC fight movie, mind you, that's also going to be low budget. This man is perfect. Will he cast him? We don't know. I'm just throwing my 2 cents, but I'm grateful that Ben gave this man a shot to shine. absolutely. And also
let me
Sasha
answer. Yeah, let me answer Denis right quick. That'll be, I believe, April 25th, 2025 is when it's releases. So it's coming up.
See, my whole thing with Scott Adkins for a UFC film, Phil, is I just feel like he's a little too up there in the age, you know. So
he is,
because I'm pretty sure
Yes,
he's almost
goddamn.
50.
Yeah, he's up.
Yep.
He's 48. He's 48. He was born
48.
in 76. Okay, so like, I mean, I just think for him to put on the mass and the amount of muscle he would need to portray a UFC fighter would be hard, man. I mean, not to say he can't do it. I think it would be hard.
Have you seen Undisputed? The movies he's done with Undisputed?
I might have seen it like once. Hang on a second.
Okay. What about you, Aaron? Have you seen his Undisputed movies?
No, I have not.
No?
Seen it.
I've seen the first one. I remember seeing Undisputed, like the 2002 one.
Yeah, so he's been on the second and the third one.
Okay, I haven't seen the second or third.
Yeah.
I remember only seeing the first one, but I'll check it out now that you're mentioning it because, I mean,
Here, I'll share this here also. Hold on. New screen.
Yes, another crime thriller. So basically, in short, it's about a bunch of cops, Miami cops. They find a bunch of money, and then the trust goes out the window, pretty much with all of them. So, yep.
Kind of reminds me of what's the movie? American Gangster. Do you see that? You guys with Ridley Scott? You see that one? Yeah.
I got that one on my shelf.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Nice. We can. Okay, let's add that to the vault. Add that to the list.
Gangster? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, American Gangster. Yeah. So yeah, no, I mean, like again, one of the cool things about these movies is that we're seeing our favorite actors and actresses, you know, shine, you know, and nice, awesome. And one of the things that Sasha Kaye, she was done dirty by WBD. Let's just say it the way it is, you know.
Well, they were saying that she was actually signed for a multi-picture deal. That was the rumor going around
Correct.
the internet this last couple weeks.
Yep.
So
it's right here. One second, I'm gonna pull it up right here. And this is why I'm grateful with Ben Affleck, because he's given these actors that were played dirty by WBD
another chance.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna give you a chance. Boom. Ray Fisher right now. He's kicking ass on Netflix. You know, Sasha Kaye now is going to be on Netflix with Ben Affleck also. So absolutely, and I thank the man.
Yeah,
because
Ray Fisher's got piano lesson right now, if I believe.
that's the one.
That's
Thank
the
you.
piano
Piano
lesson.
The Oscar worthy
Yes.
piano lesson.
Yes.
How many times does one have to get smacked in the hand before they learn the lesson, man? How
Dude,
many times?
If he wins that Oscar, not even that, if he gets the nomination, all hell's gonna break loose. Walter Hamada.
Oh yeah, WB will be kicking themselves in the ass for the decisions they made with him.
Yeah.
Ben and Sasha are getting revenge with Rip. Yeah.
Yeah. But the we don't know much about that as far as the plot goes, except for that little synopsis that I read. But yeah, that's basically it. It's supposed to be a crime thriller. So I'm pretty excited to when that comes out. I don't think they have a release date for it yet, do they?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
No.
Okay.
Because I don't think that they haven't started filming yet. Yeah, no.
Oh, so they're still in because they're in way early development.
Yeah, development.
Yeah. It's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll probably start filming early next year because
Right.
they get the account. They finished the account already. They're in post, I think. You know. So again, Ben Affleck, he's busy, and Matt Damon is also busy. He's going to be with Christopher Nolan. That's another thing. Why has Christopher Nolan still not gotten Ben Affleck on a movie?
I think it'll happen sooner or later. I definitely think
I would like
People are they're I'm pretty sure they just like us, man. Nobody knows what we're doing. We don't know what they're doing. They're they're working whatever it is they're working out like they always do. They all got each everybody's phone numbers exchanged. So I'm pretty sure when the time comes, something like that will probably happen. But yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. That is Rip. That'll be coming out here pretty soon. I believe that is on Netflix. So yeah, under artists.
Alrighty.
All right,
So,
I want to move on to the next subject right quick. Yeah, go ahead and do your drop, but I want to move on to the next subject because I want to get rid of it really, really quick.
Alrighty.
What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's DC.
Right. All right. David Zaslav. Okay, so this is in light of the recent failure that is Joker 2 Folie à Deux. David Zaslav says that Joker 2 was disappointing. Even in an industry of it, what is that? Hits and misses. We must acknowledge of hits and misses. We must acknowledge that our studio businesses must deliver more consistency.
You mean flops?
Oh shit, Sherlock. That's the whole point.
But that's the thing. It's been consistent. It's been flop after flop after flop.
Yeah.
No. Let me elaborate. Locks. Let me bring the real man to say it.
You see this all the time at the level of the top producer who, between them or separately, will make flop after flop after flop after flop. I'm not going to name them, but I know who they are. And they're not all American either. And they still get paid huge sums of money for being in films that nobody wants to see. And producers make pictures out of which they take enormous sums of money. And the films, again, are not films people want to see. They're always going to blame somebody else. Always. Not their fault. No, you were the one who said, or whatever. And there's a word for that. It's called upward failure. You see it all the time.
There it is. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about Mr. David Zaslav. I think he is a complete freaking idiot. He knows nothing about content. He knows nothing about what people want. He knows nothing about nothing at all except how to roll in like a locust, pick up some money, and move on. That simple.
And give himself huge bonuses.
Huge bonuses, yep.
And not deliver to the shareholders.
Like you could justify the bonuses if the films were at least good.
And here's why. And here's why I'm done with David Zaslav. Because WBD, or the people that seem to come through WBD, they seem to think that everything has to be, when it comes to their superhero films, has to be like Marvel. Well, David Zaslav said the quiet part out loud in an article that I was reading, I think yesterday. He said that they're pushing, where the rumor was pushing, where they're going to try and just rip the Band-Aid off. We're going to reskin this bad boy to make it look like the MCU. And now we think we know why. So in light of the old crossover deal between the Justice League and the Avengers, this was always what that they were leading to. In my opinion, this was always something that they were going to do regardless of what anybody wanted. When it comes down to it. So, like you said, good luck.
What's your take on this article statement from Zazie, Aaron?
Well, I know a lot about the movie industry and the ins and outs of what's going on, and I if you know Zaslav's background, he's not a movie person. He is when he had Discovery, it was all about reality TV. He's not a movie guy. He has no business whatsoever running a movie studio. He needs to stick to TV content. And so the guy came in with a bunch of promises he's not keeping. He's made a lot of statements that are completely false. And he gave a lot of us hope and then just completely pulled the rug out. And because of that, they deserve everything they're going to get.
There it is.
Sad.
Anybody
but
else?
true.
Well, I just think it's interesting. Like, he's speaking on consistency. What about the consistencies in your business decisions? Where was that consistency when when you guys had made the decision to go forward with Black Adam and everything that happened there? Where was this consistency that you're speaking of? Because if you had consistency in your judgment and consistency in the decisions that you made, we wouldn't be in this situation right now with the DCU.
Yep.
So that's kind of where I stand with it.
Yep. Well,
Yeah,
there you have it.
All righty. So, that being said, hold on. Where is?
Oh, we're about to bring up more disappointing crap to talk about, and I really want to talk about this one before I get off because I'm mad. I'm mad about it. Mad about it.
Where is that other one here? Okay, so let's move on to.
I'm mad. I'm very upset. Very, very upset. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get my rant off first, and then I'll let everybody go ahead and
Go ahead and cook.
continue. Is that the video?
Yes. Oh yeah. Let me.
Okay, go ahead and play the audio and play that first, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go.
With the news, it just works beautifully. With the news,
Can you guys hear?
This show ending this season. Do you think there's any truth? Because there's been a lot of.
All right, hold on. Let me just put it in max.
Very
volume.
low.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm sure all of you have seen this video already. So we're just gonna listen to it together, and we'll rip James Gunn apart.
It just works beautifully. With the news, obviously, this show ending this season, do you think there's any truth? Because there's been a lot of, thoughts about it around James Gunn's Superman, and the reason why it got stopped was because they didn't want any confliction with the Superman movie and the show. Do you feel there's any truth in that? That's why this show got ended.
I do, but I'm just speculating. But I do think there's truth in that. And, at the end of the day, you can't get mad about it. This is the business. It's a crazy business. You have to understand, when we first started Superman and Lois, we were set apart from the Flash. They put more money into what we were doing. We had longer shoots per episode. The idea was to be a superhero show that could be on TNT, Max, or whatever they call themselves now, and the CW. And we were. We showed up everywhere because it was a quality show. We had to compete with basically with the movies. And then CW changed hands and okay, they're going to do a Superman movie. Yeah, I think that did kill us, but I don't hold any grudges. I thought Superman and Lois was a quality show. Very moving, and it was always about family. And I hope he saw it. But nothing lasts forever, but there's no question that that's part of why we ended.
Yeah, it just works beautifully.
All right. So, much respect to Mr. Dylan Walsh. I have a different take. You, sir, you don't have to be mad about it. I'm going to be mad about it. Here's why I'm going to be mad about it. Think about what he just said. He just said, he mentioned it several times that it was a quality show. Keep that in mind. We had to compete. It felt like we were competing with the movies. He said that. These were his words. Not once did I feel that The Flash, even though it was a decent show, felt like it was competing with the movies. Not once did I feel like Arrow was competing with the movies. Not once did I feel like what was that other one? Legends of Tomorrow was competing with the movies, Supergirl, or any other spinoffs. Not once did I feel that way. When he said that this was a quality show, he is not lying. This is the only show out of all the rest of them that I actually is up to date on. I haven't finished The Flash. I haven't finished Arrow. I haven't finished Legends of Tomorrow. I haven't finished any of those. But the only one that has kept my attention, and it's a Superman film, TV show. That's not my, and he's not my favorite character. He's my second favorite character, but Batman is my guy. But the creator of this show, better than, in my opinion, better than Smallville, better than, what was the other one? Not Superman and Lois. The other one, similar name. The other one that was after that. Before that, Smallville, and then the other one.
My Adventures with Superman
Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark. New Adventures.
Lois and Clark. Yeah, there we go. So Lois and Clark.
Oh, Dean Cain, you mean?
The Dean Cain one. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. So this show, when we finally, my wife and I finally sat down and started watching it, had us hooked on every episode from beginning to all the way up till now. And all I can say is they're going to reap what they sow at WBD. They have no idea what they have done. All because this man thinks that he can do it better than somebody else.
Or maybe he doesn't think he can do it better. Maybe he's insecure, and maybe he feels threatened.
Oh, he is insecure. Right?
That's established already. Okay, we've gone all over that with a fine-tooth comb. We know that already. But
right back, guys.
For him to come out and listen to all of the whining and complaining that the baby nerds did about Superman or Man of Steel because they didn't understand it, he thinks that this is what people want. This is not what people want. They don't want that type of Superman. Okay. Shout out to the director and the creators of Superman and Lois, because that is one of the best CW shows I have seen in a very long time. And the fact that we're only getting this last few bit of episodes is just mind-boggling to me.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have not seen the show yet. However, I did see, because I know it's ending now, and I saw a clip after watching this. I saw a scene where Clark and Lois are sitting with General Lane, and he's pretty much telling him, we got something to tell you. I'm Superman. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, it's already out there, so I'm just going to spoil it so you guys can watch it. So he's like,
yeah.
He's like being with the glasses and all, like, being Clark Kent,
Mm-hmm.
And then he changes, he stands up, serious face, takes the glasses off, looks at the general, and the general's like,
holy crap. It freaked him out. Yeah.
That scene alone. That scene alone inspired me, and I'm going to watch it completely now. I'm going
to watch the entire thing, man. It is great.
That scene right there told me, fuck, I missed out on this show.
You did.
So I'm going to watch it. I'm definitely going to watch
man.
it.
I've seen the first two seasons. I still have to watch the rest. But this is what I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why WB and DC can't embrace the Elseworlds. There's no reason that they needed to cancel this. There's like, it makes no sense to me. Why kill this? It's successful. People enjoy it. You have the viewers.
Would you like to know why? Well, they're not going to do an Elseworlds? Because there is somebody whispering in somebody else's ear telling them not to do an Elseworlds. It's no good. Do it my way. And he convinced them to do it. That's why.
This guy?
Yeah, that douchebag.
Think about all of the fans that they have alienated with all of these decisions, because there are people that just follow the TV stuff. There are people that follow the movies. You have pissed off the whole DCEU crowd.
Douchebag.
Now you've pissed off the people who have a following behind Superman and Lois.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Look at it.
And this guy,
Aaron, I had to. So, Aaron, this we roasted Gunn last show with this picture. I gotta get your opinion on the picture, man. That's
Yeah. When was that taken?
I think it's a high
August
school
5th.
photo of it.
It's a high school picture, but okay, so because I know we got lurkers in here, and again, we speak on facts. This picture, I grabbed it from an account on Twitter X, probably one of those accounts that, you know, fire James Gunn, boycott James Gunn, blah blah blah. We don't do that shit. We don't boycott nothing. We just pretty much won't support it. End of story. Because I don't believe somebody should be losing their job. But and this guy's case, he is going to lose it. He's not going to get his contract renewed. So he's going to have to find a job elsewhere. But whatever. So they had this picture. And I told the guys on the previous stream with the director, shout out to you if you're still with us, CS. At first, I thought it was Photoshop or whatever. And we're thinking, you know what? It's probably a real picture. And Gunn had mentioned in the past that he had a auto deleter,
Auto delete on his Twitter.
Right, auto delete on his Twitter, because after he got in trouble with you know what, he started deleting his shit. Which honestly, I don't blame him. You know, and someone must have grabbed this picture long before it went deleted, and it says right there for his birthday, August, and the motherfucker's a Leo also. God, that's why I hate him now. I'm a Leo. My birthday's August 10th, and I've read my zodiac.
Ew, he shares a zodiac with you. How do you feel? You feel moist and gross
dude,
right now, bro?
Dude. And I honestly, I wouldn't get along with him in real life. I'll tell you why. Leos, we're the lion. Okay? And with Leos, it can go either way. You can like that person, be their best friend, or be their worst fucking enemy. That's just how the zodiac is written. Because I have met people in my life that are like a few days away from me, and I've gotten along with them great, and I've hated their fucking guts, and it's been vice versa. They've hated my guts too. It's a Leo thing. It's like a I don't want to say macho thing. It's just a sign thing. It's just like the personality types. You know,
Okay.
we just clash. We can either clash with another Leo, or we can be buddies. You know.
All right. Well, Sergeant Riggs, if I'm interested in a tarot reading, I'll give you a call. Okay, brother.
Well, I'll tell you.
Fair enough.
There's one reason why I wouldn't get along with him. One simple reason. I have kids.
I was going to say that.
Yeah,
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Look, there you go. Enough said.
Yeah.
So this was posted on August 5th, 2015. So we're talking what, 9 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 years ago. And
Well-
look what he says in the post.
It's just,
I totally believe that this is the old plan that Warner Brothers had
Boom.
years ago.
Thank you.
Boom.
There it goes.
Because
Aaron?
they were going in a completely different direction. And if you can actually go back and see people talking about David Cornsweet being Superman years before he was actually cast in the role.
Mhm.
Like, there were things happening behind the scenes years ago, and I believe this was the plan that they had, and they finally used the David Zaslav as a way to say, you know what, now's our chance to just completely get rid of the DCEU and move in the direction we wanted to with no questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
I
No,
do believe that
I
this-
100% am with you on that, Aaron.
For that, Aaron,
100%.
I'm gonna give you a drop. You earned a drop there, brother. I'm giving you this one.
You look terrible. I want you to eat. I want you to rest well, and a month from now, this Hollywood big shot's gonna give you what you want.
It's too late. They start shooting in a week.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
And that's what happened on August 5th, 2015. And what was happening in that year also? BVS was being filmed.
Being filmed? Yeah.
What a coincidence. And what happened the year prior? Guardians of the Galaxy came out. Wow. What a coincidence. And what happened after? Death in the Family on Zack. Obviously, we can't control that. But what happens after? They start fucking with Zack Snyder's Justice League.
The sabotage of the Justice League. Yep.
And the
And
rest.
I just want to say this, okay? I want to reiterate my opinion on this photo because I said it last week. You guys all know I'm a graphics guy. That to me looks pretty freaking real. Like I'm 99.99999% sure that is
those things.
legitimate photo.
You know those things that got the handles on them because you can pick up dust around your house. That's what his head looked like. Like a dust buster head, or whatever they call those things.
Mama Bear can say it pretty much.
I stand by. He got shoved in lockers and received swirlies. Yes,
all day.
Yes,
pantsed him and everything. Just walked by and pulled his pants up, yelled in his ear, "Nerd!"
Aaron, go when you have time. Go back to our recaps. You'll see how we roast.
It's roasted. It's a terrible day.
But yes, that's unfortunate with Superman and Lois, because I've heard a lot of you guys out there have said that it's a great show. It's a great show. I never gave it a shot because I'm not much of a TV guy.
There's a lot of homage they do pay to Zack Snyder's Superman in that show. If
lot.
you are a fan of Man of Steel and Zack Snyder's Superman,
I noticed now on the new suit, it looked more alien, like Man of Steel type. So so definitely no. And like I said, like that scene with the general, I was like, okay, you know what? I cannot miss this. I cannot be the only fucking DC fan out there who hasn't watched Superman and Lois. So I'm definitely gonna watch it, guys.
It's a good show.
And I will give you guys. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, just go watch the first episode. The opening.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta do.
Well, that's the thing. I watched the opening, but I never continued later. That was again. But I'm going to start over. I'm going to watch it, and I'll let you guys know. Absolutely, I'm definitely going to watch it. So you have my word on that. Okay. What? Any last comments and questions on this topic, guys?
I'm good. I'm just taking a look at some of these comments in the chat. Brown Destroyer Gunn himself said before that he does not want to make a Superman movie.
And you believe him?
Yeah.
And nobody actually just came out and said, so you had mentioned before, Mr. Gunn, that you never really wanted to make a Superman movie. What changed your mind? Why now?
Oh,
and see what kind of lie he spins. Oh, we know he's going to spin a lie. But
he just changed his mind.
I'm just interested in what. Oh no, well, and I'd be like, well, can you elaborate on you just changing your mind? Can you give me a little bit more detail on that? I'd press him on it. I would give a real interview, a real honest interview, and I would press him on everything.
Not a
why? What is the real
controlled
reason
interviews
why?
Where he's always at.
Exactly.
Like
those
Aaron,
are all controlled environments.
Aaron, I've told to the guys because that's not a spoiler, but whatever. We're gonna try because again, we as a brand, we want to be on the ground, and we are gonna try to be in Comic-Con next year. And James fucking Gunn, if I have the chance to ask him a question on Hall H, trust me, I'm gonna go fucking viral. Mark my fucking word. You guys heard it here.
It'll be the most entertaining part of the entire presentation. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they'd ever even let me into an event like that.
Well, we might get blacklisted after a lot of us shitting it, but
what happened to Ben Affleck wanting to direct a DCU film? I believe back then he said, and I quote, "Absolutely not."
With everything that's gone down since that all happened, I firmly believe that Gunn sat down with each of these guys and told them what they were doing and gave them an opportunity to be a part of it, but they're like, nope.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. I heard it wasn't exactly like they didn't necessarily fire Henry Cavill. What they did was to say, "Hey, we're going in this direction. What say you?" And he was like, "Nah."
No.
That's what I think.
Aaron, I don't know. Before we move on to the next topic, have you ever heard of Mikey Sutton?
Oh yeah. I didn't know much about him. I've only seen a couple of interviews with him, but I do know how much of a part of the community he was.
We honor him every. I mean, you notice we put up. We remember him because we're not scoopers. First of all, we're not scoopers, but he was one of he was the only scooper that we believed in because all of the shit that he said came true.
Like everything we're seeing now, he was talking about this.
He was literally talking about it, bro, years ago, and sure enough, that stuff is coming to pass, man. It's crazy.
And he told us that it's true that Gunn met with Ben. And this is what James Gunn wants to do with his Batman Brave and the Bold. That's what he wants to do.
It's gonna be trash, man.
Yeah, if they don't take the character seriously, for all the talk of the tone being with each individual character, if they don't do Batman right, Batman is their number one moneymaker. If you don't do Batman right, you're going to lose your entire audience.
Yep.
You know what? My personal opinion is that we're not even going to make it to Brave and the Bold. I honestly, 100% in my heart and soul believe that Superman Legacy is going to be the nail in the coffin, and this whole thing is done.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think between Creature Commandos and which they're going to lie about the numbers. I saw your guys' video talking about that. I'm sure they're going to, with that Peacemaker, I actually have the investor meeting notes for those quarters where that was out. They never even talk about Peacemaker. It was not the hit they said it was.
Even though if we had a seat on the table on those conference calls as an investor and be able to ask them, they were dodging. That's why again, we don't give a shit. We are going to go to the ground and we're going to go to these conventions. We're going to meet people, other fans like yourself, Aaron, and we're going to, report what we see. Because another thing they kept saying online is that, oh my God, everyone is slamming into the hall to see Creature Commandos, James Gunn.
No,
let's get in there with a camera and see how many empty seats there are.
Like, this is what it was. This is what the shills and all these fucking fake bot accounts thinks. Do you think that we don't have people on the ground? We don't have friends that go to these conventions, that we don't talk to people? You think we don't know what the fuck is going on? Like, you really think we're that stupid and that ignorant? But whatever. James Gunn is, I guess he thinks we're dumb and stupid, but okay, that's fine. We'll see how Superman lunacy goes. And mind you, I want to see fucking pictures of those theaters. Because the same thing that happened with Captain Marvel, $1 billion. How many seats were empty?
Mm-hmm.
That's your proof. Because they are going to try to fucking make this. And mind my words, guys. Zazie is trying to fucking sell this shit. So he's going to probably pull something like that. Oh my God, $600 million in a box. What a success. Go take pictures on those seats, guys.
600 will not be a success.
Not for a Superman movie. No way. No.
In my eyes, that movie has to make at least $800 million before you can consider it anywhere near a success. Anything below that is going to be mediocre. And you have to keep in mind, Batman sells. It's their number one property. The Batman didn't even make $800 million. And even the audience was split on that movie. 50% said that was boring. The other 50% said it was great. And there was very few people in the middle. I don't think the second movie is going to make as much money as the first.
It's not. The half of the people that didn't really like it and thought it was slow. I mean, it was okay, but it was slow. But we were looking for Ben Affleck's script. That was the half of the people that's what they wanted. That's what we wanted.
Yeah. You want to see Batman in action, like that warehouse scene.
Yeah.
And I
no one's
greatest of all time.
No one
greatest of all time.
Never going to be topped.
Never going to be topped.
Never.
That was peak Batman. There were people that
that's
came
Batman
out.
Arkham game.
Arkham. I was going to say it straight from the Arkham game, bro.
Like these guys, Ben and Zach and Terrio, they did their fucking homework. Why do you think they teased us with Deathstroke? Because when we saw that fucking fight on the trailer on the video game, it went fucking viral. We all lost our shits.
Yeah, it's crazy. There were people when The Flash came out saying the fight scene in that movie was better than Batman versus Superman. I'm like, what are you? What?
What are you on?
Like, it was fun. It was cool, but it was not on the level of that warehouse scene. Not even
close.
Not even close,
It was
yeah.
even not
Yeah.
even. It's no.
Yeah,
No.
it's just nuts.
So since we mentioned right now about the Batman, this is another topic that I wanted to talk about because, of course, James Gunn again. Either it's true or it's not true. I really don't care because personally, and this is me. I'm one of the few people that actually I liked the Batman. Was it slow? Absolutely. Was that the Batman that I want to see in live action? Absolutely not. Because Batman, first of all, is a ninja. He's hiding in the dark.
Yeah.
He doesn't walk towards a bad guy and go old RoboCop and bulletproof. No. Does Batman get takes? Of course he does. But not the way how Matt Reeves did it.
Didn't he like knock on the door to the Iceberg Lounge?
Oh, I call Batman. So
Hi, I'm Batman. Can I come in?
I'm vengeance.
The Batman was a slow talking, slow moving, bomb on the face surviving, death, wingsuit.
Yeah, that right there.
Surviving,
Yeah.
knock on the front door of the Iceberg's Lounge. Batman. And Batman would never knock on the door of the Iceberg Lounge. And people will come at me and say, well, he's only in his second year. Yeah, you'd be even more covert than that. You're not just going to
Not only that,
the front door.
and not only that, Mama Bear, she said it right here. The Batman who walks and no habla español. So you're telling me Bruce Wayne, who is one of the richest men in the DC world, if not the richest man in the DC world. So he's pretty much Tony Stark of DC. And well-educated, knows every single martial arts in history, and doesn't speak Spanish?
Well, he doesn't. That's a different Bruce Wayne.
Oh yeah, that's a different. Give him a break, man. He's only look. Give him a break, man. He's only in his like 6 weeks.
Meanwhile, we had Snyder's Bruce
he's
Wayne,
not there yet.
who was speaking Icelandic, I believe. Like,
yep.
What a
And Russian.
contrast. And Russian, yeah. What a contrast. So,
Yeah, wasn't Pattinson supposed to have been trained by
Alfred,
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. Why isn't Alfred out there kicking butt then?
Right, because isn't that where he? I mean, obviously he's pretty schooled, but isn't that where he learned most everything?
Yeah,
from Alfred.
Yeah.
Well, Alfred was supposed to.
Because Alfred was
Alfred
was MI6. No, MI6.
MI6. Yeah.
But the thing is that version of Alfred didn't look like that. Like it didn't suit the MI6 version of Alfred. It didn't look like him. The version of Alfred I get in my head when I think about that is like the version we saw in the TV show Gotham. You had that version of Alfred in the Batman, then I could believe, yeah, this guy trained him. But not with what we got from was it Andy Serkis? Andy Serkis?
Yeah.
Not what,
Andy Serkis, yeah.
Yeah, what we got from him, I didn't get that same vibe. It's like I can't in my head see this guy training this version of Bruce Wayne. So
Batman was the worst part of the Batman. Both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Everything else was okay. I just think that's where they failed in that movie.
Now, mind you, I forgot how do you spell his last name? Barry Keoghan?
I think it's Keoghan or Kogan. I don't think it's Kogan because is it?
Well, Barry. Okay,
we'll call him Barry.
We'll call it Barry. Okay. One thing though, I did love the deleted scene of him as the Joker interacting with Batman in Arkham. I think those was one of those scenes where you see the psychology, how each one of them, Batman and the Joker, they mind fuck each other over and over and over and over again. And this scene, this deleted scene, paid off so well, just like in the Nightmare scene where Jared Leto's Joker is mind fucking Ben Affleck's Batman. That is the Joker.
But think about it. Think of that Joker in that deleted scene. That was basically the Joker introducing himself. He's like, "This is I'm picking up a vibe from you. let's do this. I feel like this is gonna be something we're gonna carry on for quite some time. That's what that conversation was.
Well, didn't they establish in that scene that they had already known each other, that something had already happened?
Well, he captured him.
Yeah, he captured him year one, and then this movie was year two, from what I understand. So there was definitely a history there. My whole thing is, from what we saw of the Joker aesthetically, his look, I was not a fan of. I
agree.
I do agree with what you said about the way it was shot and the mind fucking. Like it is very cinematic. It is very artistic. It was very well done. But again, the interpretation of this Batman, and then the version of this Joker that they're trying to give us with Barry, I just feel like it was a little too high. It's like they were trying just a little too hard. He didn't exactly have his own spin on the Joker. It was like he was mixing elements from everything that had already come before. I saw a little bit of Heath Ledger there. I saw a little bit of Mark Hamill there. I saw a little bit of Jack Nicholson in him. I didn't see anything that actually stood out in that scene where it was like he was making that character his own interpretation. I don't know if that's fair to judge with just one scene, but that's just how I felt.
Well, actually, originally Barry and Mama Bear had a point here. He had auditioned to play the Riddler, and originally it went to Jonah Hill, but
I remember
that failed, and then it went to Paul Dano, which Paul Dano did a great job as the Riddler. I liked how he brought a realistic Riddler, and then they say, "Hey Barry, you want to be the Joker?" And that's how it happened.
See, I got to push back because, like, for me, Paul Dano's Riddler was again not the Riddler.
No,
I see what you're saying. I'm just saying,
like, I don't even. I hear you on that, but like, my issue is like you called him a realistic take on the Riddler. It's like, but that's not. He wasn't the Riddler at all. That wasn't a realistic take on the Riddler. To me, he was playing. He was playing like a
grounded. You think it wasn't a grounded Riddler type?
No, I thought he was just
okay. That's fine.
He didn't.
We can agree to disagree.
It's just, in my opinion, he didn't exhiberate. He didn't exhiberate the characteristics that I know of the Riddler from the 30-year history that I have with this character. So that's
that's fine.
Bad Dan South says Jared Leto impressed me with one scene in the Snyder Cut. I totally agree, dude. We got robbed, bro. That scene
alone did justice to Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah, it was crazy that those characters weren't even together when he shot that in his backyard, which is insane. That, like, that's some good acting to be able to act like that when that person is not there talking.
Is not there.
That is hard to do. And I mean, that dialogue between Batman and the Joker is just incredible. You could feel just how thick the air is between and wow, to find out they weren't even there together is just incredible.
That's some Zack Snyder magic. That's what that is.
Yeah. All right, so before we go on to the next topic, I just want to throw this drop because
an overcooked calzone.
Mouth is all chewed up.
Okay, so since you mentioned the Joker, we're gonna put the Joker.
We live in a society where honor is a distant memory. By the way, who do you think screamed the loudest? The girl? Or the boy?
Shout out to Josh Herrera, aka Robin. See what I mean, Aaron? We have people on the ground. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah. We have friends that go to these conventions and tell us shit. Meet people.
Cool. Yeah.
James Gunn, you can't fuck with us. I'm sorry. You cannot fucking fuck with us and lie to us and try to spin shit because we have friends, real fans. And I'm not going to say you're not a fan. Yeah, I'm sure you like comics. Sure. But you also think they're the most ridiculous thing on the face of the earth. Which,
by your own words.
Have you guys heard my analogy on that?
No.
No.
So
No, go ahead.
I said, so he's now the CEO of DC, DC Studios, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you envision somebody doing something on social media saying, yeah, as a kid, I used to shop at Walmart with my family, and it was always the coolest experience to go into Walmart. But when I became an adult, I can't stand Walmart. It's like the most ridiculous thing ever. And then get hired as the CEO of Walmart. That's exactly
pretty much what happened. I'm gonna get hired at DC, and then I'm just gonna shit all over every single character in the DC lexicon and ruin everything. That's what he did. He's trying to build an audience that doesn't exist, and he's gonna fail. And I can't wait until Jurassic Park and Fantastic Four just go ahead and just double.
I'm gonna go watch those movies.
I'll go watch them twice.
No Vaseline, and he's sitting right in between,
now,
just ready like a sandwich. We about to just.
Now, and James. Now, and to be fair with James Gunn, okay, he has done some casting lately that have been spot on. Like they cast Aaron Pierre from I saw you video for Rebel Ridge. You saw Rebel Ridge, Aaron.
Oh, that's what I think that's my favorite film of the year so far.
We reviewed it and we loved it as well.
Reviewed it.
Yeah.
We were like, that right there. You have the man looks like Jon Stewart from the animated show. So perfect. James Gunn. Again, I will give you credit where it's due. I'm going to roast you and I'm going to critique your decisions, but when you make good decisions, I'm going to give you points, dude.
Yeah.
Again,
that's all fine and good, but see, here's the problem with that logic, man. When Christopher Nolan just announced Zendaya and Anne Hathaway and Tom Holland, did you see them saying that these are characters that's going to be all over Twitter that's going to be in his movie? Pick these characters to be, or pick these actors to be in the movie? No, it started on Twitter. Did it not? Rebel Ridge comes out. It's phenomenal. Aaron Pierre is famous. Now suddenly somebody pops up and says, make him Jon Stewart. Now suddenly he's Jon Stewart. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. It doesn't matter if he's the perfect character. He is literally on Twitter casting based off of what people say.
Oh, yeah.
There is a focus group, I believe, that is on X, and
Threads.
He listens,
that's where he
and he listens to these people. Whereas Christopher Nolan does the due diligence. He takes the time. Yes, he does use repeat characters or repeat actors, but they're good. They're good at what they do. As far as the newer ones go, he takes his time. Next thing you know, you read about it. This guy is hired for this particular job. Wasn't all over Twitter. Wasn't all over Threads. Wasn't all over. Nope. But that's what he does. And that's why it's going to fail.
Now
he is pulling people in. Think about what he's doing. He's pulling people in based off of their one hit, whatever it is. Somebody gets on Threads and say hire them. He does. He's going to drag these people's careers down with him.
Yeah.
You think he's not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now this actor right here, DCU Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult. Let me share this here. I personally like Nicholas Hoult as an actor. He's done pretty good movies. Actually, I think didn't he audition also for
Batman?
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. Yeah, he auditioned for the Batman.
Yeah.
And he didn't. Honestly, I would have
taken him over Pattinson.
I would have.
I have nothing against Pattinson. But if Holt would have done it, I would have been just as happy. Because I think I know this guy's a good actor. He's had his hit and misses, but overall, I'm not gonna lie, he looks like freaking Lex Luthor.
Did anybody ever consider casting him for Superman? Were there ever rumors of him trying to go for Superman? Because I feel like he does kind of have the look.
Yes, as a matter of fact, yes. there was mention of Nicholas Hoult playing Superman. Yes, it was real small and was a while back, but yes.
Because if I had to choose between him and Cornsweat, I'd be picking him.
Then they start saying he might make a better Lex Luthor, and then the focus group all had drew straws, and yep, Nicholas Hoult is now Lex Luthor. Well, regardless of what, I really don't care, honestly. I mean, he might be, like I said, I like Nicholas Hoult. I liked him as Beast and
the X-Men.
Yeah, he did a decent job in the X-Men.
But yeah, you know what? I don't. Like I said, it doesn't really matter, man. I don't want to see a new Lex Luthor until Eisenberg's arc is completed. Period. I don't want to see a new Superman until his arc is completed. I don't want to see a new John Stewart or whoever it is. I don't want to see it until the original characters or original actors who played these characters have their time. That's it. I'm done with anything else when it comes to DC as far as comic movies and all of that kind of stuff goes. I'm done with them. So
now on this one, we'll keep this one brief, but on this one, he pretty much there you go, right there. All right, we're gonna play this. Give me a second. Let me just put you guys to the side.
There's a lot in that I was there a comic you kept coming back to? There's so many to pick and choose from. Which one did you find most helpful?
There's so many, and James has already spoken about quite a few that influence obviously the overall film and All-Star Superman. And there's little things that you draw from each, Birthright and all those comics.
Didn't I just show you that?
The one that I found myself picking up again.
So you guys saw that?
Luther Man of Steel. Yeah, there was a lot in that I kind of just resonated with.
Birthright, and also Azzarello.
Yep.
So again, I'm not going to watch this movie. I am, though, however, going to watch Nicholas Holt's performance because it is going to go on YouTube later on clips and blah blah blah. It's gonna be seen. So this is the only cast in this movie that I don't want him to fail. I want him to do a good job because this is not the actor's fault. They're hired to do a job. And I've said this many times, and I'm going to repeat it publicly here in front of Aaron Fischer. Please do not attack the actors. They are just doing a job. They have bills to pay. They have families to feed. If you guys have a problem, take it up with the studio. Now,
it's always them in the end.
Now, if these actors start talking shit like Zachary Levi did, well, all bets are off there. but yeah, Nicholas Hoult, I definitely want him to pull it off. And I think he will. I think he will. So I'm rooting for you, Nicholas, so don't let me down.
Hey, Zachary Levi. Zachary, if you're watching, man, how that purple crayon coming out, bro? how that purple crayon, how's that going? You going good? No,
and especially after all that ass kissing he was doing with James Gunn and Peter Safran on Twitter, man. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
He did what he thought his
Zachary
masters
Levi
wanted.
and the cast of Smallville. Yeah, the cast of Smallville also throws shade at Aaron. Since I got you here, I got to tell you a funny story about Smallville, and then we'll go to our final topic. So I'm in Boston, and I used to bartend years ago at Logan Airport inside security. I made good money, but I also met a lot of people. And I would run into some celebrities. Unfortunately, yes, I did run into fucking Peacemaker, John Cena. He's not that tall.
No, I've seen him. I've been to wrestling events, and I was actually on floor seats, and he was right next to me. He's not a tall guy.
He's not a tall guy. He's big, yes, but he's not tall. I'm 6'1". He's my height. Ben Affleck is like 6'4". Like, you see the difference there. Anywho, the one person I met was I was doing a bar shift on Sundays, and here in Massachusetts on Sundays, on Monday through Saturday, you can start serving alcohol in the airport at 8 a.m. Okay, that's when everybody would start drinking the Bloody Mary. Dude, I fucking hated making Bloody Marys. I would make like 50 to 100 Bloody Marys per shift. I fucking hated, but hey, paid the bills. And on Sundays, you can start serving alcohol at 11 a.m. Again, every state has their laws. And I'm on a Sunday shift, and it's like 9:30 a.m., something like that. Bar's quiet. There's nobody here. And then Superman himself, no, not Superman, Clark Kent, Tom Welling walks into my bar. And I'm like looking at it and like, I know this guy. I know this guy. Where have I seen this guy? He's like, he's wearing a cap and everything. He's like, hi, can I get a beer? What do you guys have? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, the bar's closed. And he looks at me, he's pissed. Like, what do you mean the bar's closed? I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. Like, it's state law. The bar does not open until 11 a.m. It's a state law. Nothing I can do about it. If I serve you something, cameras look at it, I get fired and I lose my tips license, which is like the bartender to serve alcohol. It's the license. He was so freaking mad. You can tell it. The eyes were like turning red, and I'm like, oh shit. And he left, and I'm like in my head, I know this guy. I know this guy. Who the fuck is this guy? And then it hit me like, oh fucking shit! I said no to Superman. Oh man, dude.
I'm surprised that hasn't been a story of his coming down the years. Yeah, I remember being at this bar and I wanted a drink and this guy wouldn't give it to me. Said something about after hours. I don't know who this guy was. I don't know who the hell he think he was, but that son of a bitch. Oh, I hate it.
So Tom, you mean Tom Welling, not Tom Holland, or maybe Tom Holland is. I don't know. But
no, Tom Welling.
Tom Welling.
Yeah, I know. He typed it wrong. Yeah.
All right.
So, last topic. The Pierre de Resistance.
Yes, it's gonna happen. There. Any questions?
I don't think it can happen, and I'll tell you why.
It's not going to.
Thank you, Aaron Fischer.
It can't happen. First of all, Marvel has gone over. They're past their prime, and DC turned away from its only chance of having something epic with Marvel, and they're trying to start something brand new. It'll never work. It'll never work.
What's Phil
So
busting
basically,
out? There we go.
this is what they want to do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest. Originally, I was not going to get this on me. Not because I didn't like the stories. Yeah, because I read these stories when I was a kid. I never had the omnibus for this, but I did read the stories, and I'm not going to lie, I liked them. You know, but it's for a comic book. If it's a comic book, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
If it's an animated, maybe it could work. But you can't do it live action.
But in the live action, can you imagine the tone clash when you?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh,
James Gunn or any of you of his agents watching, because I know you guys are out there.
His operatives.
My comic book, Bob, who works in my local comic book shop, he knows I'm a big Snyder fan, but he also knows I'm a big DC fan because a lot of the shit that you see right behind me, I took from his store. And I told him straight up, listen, because he said, hey, Phil, guess what arrived? What? Check that Omni. I know you love Omnis, Phil. I know you like Omnis. Yeah, I do. But I was like, you know what? I'm having a hard time deciding if I want to buy this or not, because I told him straight up, listen, this is where Marvel and this is where James Gunn wants to go. He's trying to shove this into our throats on live action because of that picture that I showed you. It's just that simple. It's because of this. And the date's right there.
Yeah.
August
Hey, man,
5th, 2015.
Every time you pull this picture up, it makes my stomach hurt, man.
I'm losing my hair because of it. And Bob said something.
Giving me cramps.
Bob said something to me, not to try to sell me, because he's not that type of guy. He's a geek like us. But he said something very, very important, and it gave me peace of mind, and that's why I bought it. He said, Phil, do you like ketchup? I do. Do you like peanut butter? Depends. Okay. Grab a sandwich, put a peanut butter in it, and mix it up with ketchup. Would you eat that? No, it would be disgusting. There you go. That's why this shit is not going to work on live action, because you can't mix DC and Marvel because
they're two different. This is what I said. I said this, man. We said the same exact thing. We're talking about two different tones. Even and Aaron, you can probably corroborate this as well. Even you can tell me all you want to that a comic is a comic, but that's not true. Certain comic book writers, they have different prose, and you can tell the prose are different in DC's versus Marvel. You can tell the difference in the writing. You can see it. It's right there. And they're saying that's what they believe. They think that everything is the same. It's not the same. DC took the tone it did for a reason. There was a reason why it separated itself from Marvel, the way it was designed. When I remember when Marvel started working on their big bads, and they were working on Darkseid a while back, and I can't remember who the creators were on the creating Thanos and Darkseid and all them, but on the Marvel side of it, they said that they needed it. They knew who Darkseid was. They said that they needed a character like that, and they said, "Well, why don't we just copy the character?" And Thanos is born.
Was Jim Starlin and Mike Frederick that created Thanos.
Yep.
But here's the thing, Charles. I want to add this in. The only way I see this crossover happening is if, and this is a big if, and but it's if James Gunn's DCU is successful. If they can get past Superman and continue on with this, because that's why we're seeing the tone shift. You see what they're doing with DCU. They are literally replicating the Marvel formula so that we can get to this crossover. That's the only way they can do it, because what Phil just said is exactly it. You can't mix the sandwich. You can't have ketchup and peanut butter together. So now it's about turning that one side into, I don't know what goes better with peanut butter. Banana? You eat peanut butter and banana sandwich?
Okay, then.
Into banana, and they got to keep Marvel peanut butter.
Picture this in your mind, Rocks. Picture Zack Snyder's tone for a moment for those characters: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. And then I want you to try to picture the cameras, the visuals, the shit that they're going to use, and picture Avengers for just a second, as a prime example, the first Avengers movie. And they're going to throw those characters in with that. That's still ketchup and peanut butter, bro. It is never going to be anything but that.
No, I understand your perspective.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look at it from what these studio heads are thinking. And that, in my opinion, that's what they're thinking. We have to transform DC into the tone that fits with Marvel so that we can get to this crossover. That's what these executives, that's what these fucking money people are saying.
And they'll force it. They'll force it.
Yeah.
But
and they will.
And they will.
Yeah.
No.
They'll force it.
This
I don't think
is
Superman's going to be popular. I don't think it's going to make the money. So I don't think that this is going to head the way. I don't think it's going to happen the way they want it to happen.
I think that reveal photo said everything we need to know about this movie. I think the internet reaction to that reveal photo is also said everything we need to know, because that's going to translate into the people who decide to go see this movie or not. And when this movie comes out, everybody's going to dude, everybody judged the suit. Everybody judged the tone. Everybody, you can just look at it. And it's like, this is not the Superman that the fans want. This isn't what we're asking for. And I think that DC is really going to they've already been suffering after Joker 2. Like, holy hell. If you are an investor in DC, like, you should be scared. So I think that when it comes to Superman, that's the only way they can do this. They have to try to turn it into what Marvel is. And that's why we're seeing this. That's why it's playing out the way it is. Is it going to work? I don't think so.
Let me ask you something, Aaron. Let me ask you something. Obviously, you were just like us, devastated when Henry Cavill did that post. A lot of us grieved a lot for a lot of days. I grieved a lot. And 5 minutes later, this motherfucker post, "Oh yeah, I'm writing a Superman script, Variety." So not only did you take our Superman away, which that we were promised that he's back, and 2 weeks later, no, he's not back. Sorry. And they throw fucking salt into the wound.
Yeah.
This is the type of shit that infuriates me. Like, can't you fucking drop the ego for 1 minute and think with your business head? Okay, I just took away their Superman. Let's give them a day or two to mourn. And then, okay, guys, listen. This is where we're going. I'm writing a Superman movie. No, he had to do it like 5 minutes after.
And then to think that not only did he take away our Superman, but now he also just took away the TV Superman. You know, like he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it.
He only wants his characters, and it's very evident. And people told me I was crazy, but everything that's happened points to that. And did you guys see what I put as a prediction of what else might come out on July 11th?
What's that?
No,
I think that's when they're going to drop Stranger Things season 5 on Netflix.
That'd be a kick in the ass as well.
Can you imagine if that happened?
If it does happen,
yeah,
that's him.
Not Dan.
What do they?
Where you
what
at?
do they call it? It was just first 2 of them, so it was just a
here
sandwich.
you are.
Now it's 3. There's gonna be 3 of them, and yeah, his
And
Superman gonna be in
not
trouble.
only is Fantastic Four coming out and Jurassic World or Rebirth, whatever it's called, but also our friend Bat Dan's Thoughts is coming. Also, shout out to Zod Rider. One Punch Dan is coming out.
Yeah.
So James Gunn, you're fucked.
Yeah. If you guys haven't had a chance, go over to Zod Rider's channel. He is got a bunch of like trailers and songs and stuff for his One Punch Man movie coming out in 2025. It looks good, man. It for the resources he's got, it looks pretty good. And if I'm gonna laugh my ass off if it comes out and James Gunn Superman, it's gonna be funny, dude. That's all I can say.
Alrighty. So
Yeah.
we got so we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna close a little early today. But before we do that, Rocks.
Oh boy, we got an announcement.
Okay, guys.
from
All
you
right,
guys.
guys. Let's put. Let me get a drop here. Hold on, you gotta put a drop because this is a good one. What can we do to? Okay, this is gonna be your reaction.
You got it? Sergeant Riggs is like a little schoolgirl. What do you got for us, buddy?
All right, pull up the graphic, Phil, and we're gonna let everybody know what we got coming up.
Boom!
There you go, guys. So what we have coming is our Lethal Geeks Christmas giveaway. So we've already announced that we gave away the Lethal Weapon collection. It was Floyd who won that. So this is our second giveaway. All right. So the way this one's going to work is very, very similar to the first one, except now we are going to be running this giveaway on 3 platforms. We are going to be running it on Instagram, we're going to be running it on YouTube, and we're going to be running it on Twitter. So what we need you guys to do is on all those platforms, we want you to follow the Lethal Geeks and like the post for a chance to win a McFarlane Nightmare Batman figure and the deluxe editions of 80 Years of Batman and 80 Years of Superman. And then we will be in
comics and action comics. Just
Detective Comics and Action Comics. And on top of that, we will be announcing the winner of this giveaway on the very first podcast of the new year, January 4th. January 4th, 2025. It'll be the very first Lethal Geeks podcast of 2025. We will be announcing the winner. So if you guys go onto all 3 platforms and you like and follow us, you guys will not only be entered on once, you'll be entered 3 times. You have 3 times the opportunity to win this prize. So this will be going up on all of our social media as soon as this stream ends. So make sure you guys get to our Instagram page, our YouTube page, and our Twitter page /X page, and like and share the photo, guys.
Yep.
I told
All
you
right.
guys to stick to the end.
I see the reaction in the chat. They seem to be enjoying it. Mama Bear.
Let's see.
Holy jackpot. Look at
All
this.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Any final comments, guys? Any final thoughts?
Well, first, thanks for having me on, guys. I had a lot of fun chatting with you guys today. It was I'm glad you guys invited me. This was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man, and thank you so much again for carving out some time to come on to the show. I didn't expect, this would be the platform that I would actually be interviewing on, but I'm glad it happened the way it did. I mean, I was just interested in maybe coming on the show, you sending me a link, and we chatted up. But I'm glad it worked out this way. Again, I do appreciate you giving up some of your time to do this with us. Aaron Fischer, everybody, my review, go over to his channel and check it out. He is unbiased, just like the rest of us. If it's good content, he's gonna love it. If it's not, he's gonna slam it. It's just the way it is. So Aaron, thank you so much, brother.
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Yeah, and real quick, Aaron, I want to take the time to thank you as well, dude. Thank you so much for taking the time out from your evening, for appearing on our podcast. Thank you for sharing all this stuff on social media with your audience. It's hugely appreciated.
Yes.
We are a growing channel, and we are just starting out. We're 10 episodes in, so we really appreciate you being able to show that to the audience that you have. Thank you so much. And man, like, we want to stay in touch. We want to collaborate again. So down the road, hopefully something comes up and we'll have you back on the show, brother. Thank you so much.
Before
real quick,
I give my final
I
thought.
was gonna say real quick. So
DC,
DC Talk 82. Did y'all see Israel Miller's new post? So he's basically, I saw this earlier today. He is there picking out. Looks like he's picking out a ring, and then he puts the ring on, and it's the Flash ring. Again, speculation. We don't know what this means.
Interesting.
It could be nothing. Could be something. Just throwing it out there. So
I didn't see that. That's awesome. That's a nice little tease.
Absolutely. Right. So, Aaron, again, thank you very much for coming to our show. You're definitely will be welcome in the future for more rants. So we'll definitely have you when Lunacy comes out. I don't call it by the real. I just call it Lunacy. That's I refuse to hashtag it or name it Lunacy. Period. That's why I call it. But yes, and best of luck with you and your channel. So all of you guys out there, if you don't follow him, please go like and subscribe and follow his content and his movie reviews. He's, like I said, he's straight up unbiased. Like, he says it the way it is, the way it should be. If you like something, you're going to talk good about it. If you don't like something, you're not going to talk good about it.
Exactly.
It's okay.
It's very rare that you find honesty like that on YouTuber channels too. So he doesn't cater to any one side. If he said it on his channel, he said he'll be the first to admit it. If Superman is great, he's gonna say it's great.
Oh, I will. I absolutely will.
So, yep. Again, Aaron, thank you so much, brother.
Yep. Thanks for having me on, guys.
So, guys, we will see you. So remember, follow Rock's instructions, and we will see you guys next week.
2 weeks.
And oh yeah, I'm sorry. In 2 weeks. Sorry.
2 weeks.
And definitely, and guys, go check out the Film Vault. We're definitely gonna be throwing more movies in there.
Yeah, make sure you guys check out the first episode, Lethal Weapon, guys. And it was hilarious. I loved it. I laughed my ass off the whole time watching these two. So I know everybody in the audience will love it.
All righty. All right, guys. Good night.
Till next time.
Stay safe.
All right. Shout out to the chat, everybody. Much love. Good night.
Take care, guys.
Where's that drop? I can't. I keep losing the drop, man.
Hasta la vista, baby.